gorgeous light beings, my healers, my star seeds, my light workers. Welcome or welcome back to my channel, The Pleiadian Priestess. As always, I have a juicy reading for you guys today, so just stick around. In a few seconds, we'll get into the topic of what today's reading is going to be about, okay? Hi, if you're still here, today's reading is going to be about what is your reputation on the streets, okay? So I feel like I've done this topic a few times now, but I felt called to do it again. We're going to get more or get things we didn't get before, okay? I don't intend this reading to be as long as the other ones were, but we just never know what comes through, honestly. But we're going to get into that today. If for those of you who are with me or you guys are new subscribers from my last 3 videos where you couldn't really see the setup, I'm back. We're back to our regular programming. Okay, I'm back home, thankfully. Or, I don't know about thankfully, but I'm back. And we're back to the regular setup that we usually have. So, for group 1, we have organization. For group 2, we have authenticity. And then for group 3, we have inspiration. So you're going to choose the card, the number 1 through 3, or the energy of the card, or the energy of the number that is giving you the one you feel called to the most right now. You're going to choose that option, 1, 2, or 3, this card, that card, or that card, and then go to the timestamps in the description box, and you'll choose your reading based on what you guys chose, okay? So as always, I will be seeing you gorgeous people at your reading. Bye. Hello, my gorgeous group 1s. Welcome to your reading. If you chose organization, then you are in the right place. Today, we're going to be getting into what is your reputation on the streets, okay? How do people view you? What do they say about you? Kind of like a behind your back, but not behind your back. Like if someone meets you for the first time, or if a friend is talking about you to someone else, like by word of mouth, that kind of thing. What do people think of you based on what, the vibe you give off, maybe, or like I said, the reputation is also what people say about you when you're not around. That's your reputation, okay? So we're going to get into that, okay? It can get a little salty. It can be all good. It just depends. So please keep that in mind when watching this reading. For those of you who watched my last 3 videos, if you watch whenever I post, you can see we're back in our regular setup, okay? I'm back home, so I can, have my things with me now, my different card decks and all that kind of stuff. I mean, it's cool. I mean, I find that it's much easier for my peace of mind and my perfectionist tendencies for there to be no images, for you to really be no video, essentially. But me also being a pick a card viewer, I like to see the cards. I like to have that option. So I do like to give all kinds of options. So I'm not the kind of person who wants to just see a blank picture and hear the background. Like, I will do it for some of my favorite readers if that ever happens. They can't get a video going, cool. But if I can, then I definitely want to see the cards. So that's why I'm doing this for y'all, even though it's very easier, much easier for me to just do what I was doing the last 2 videos. But maybe we'll do that going forward, but now since I'm at home and I have the setup, we're gonna do it. So I'm sorry I'm chatting too much. Maybe some of you guys were interested, I don't know. But I tend to be a blabbermouth sometimes, so just bear with me. Now, if you hear a fan or a shh in the background, that is a fan. I took off the other more powerful fan so it wouldn't be as loud. I may start sweating, but the things I do for you guys, I do for you, okay? So, alrighty. Your reputation on the street, we have organization. So you have purpose, planning, efficiency, now come to me so easily. So for those of you who chose this pile, you're known for your organization skills. And I do remember when this card came out, 2 cards came out behind it. I only saw the other card that came out, and it was dreams to sleep. Okay, or dream to sleep, that kind of thing. So maybe you are someone who is known to be very organized. You have a strict routine. You go to sleep at a certain time because you have a very vigorous schedule, and you have to be up early. So you're very adamant, or you're very efficient, you know what I mean? Or purposeful with your schedule, because you can't just be anywhere anytime because you have things to do. You have responsibilities, in the words of Angelica, okay? So there's things you have to do, and people are known for you are known for being very responsible, because look at how he's the big person in the room and everyone is kind of like doing things around him, so you are giving like boss. So you are the boss of someone, or you have some kind of I don't want to say control. You have a leadership role at your job. So people come to you for what to do next. You train new people. You have a manager position, that kind of thing. Not really getting CEO. You know, some of you could be, but it's just giving that you have some clout, you have some responsibilities at your job or in life in general. You have kids, you know what I mean? You have to take care of siblings, you know, you have to take care of parents, elderly, family members, that kind of thing. You have responsibilities, so you really just can't do whatever you want to do all the time. So you have to be very organized, you know, go to sleep early, wake up early, that kind of thing. I'm just giving you the example of a friend that I have. He is always freaking busy because he has to wake up at like 4-5 in the morning to drive a few hours to get to work, then start working, then drive a few hours back home. And it's just like his schedule is very busy. He also has to take care of his father, who's elderly, so you guys are kind of giving me him. So I don't really talk to him that much because he's always busy. But then when I do, his schedule is very just like, you know what I mean? Wherever I fit in kind of thing. That could be who you are. You're very just like, you may not want to be that irresponsible or want to be that busy, you know what I mean? Or your schedule to be that wonky, but it just is what it is, you know? And that's your reputation. Oh, so-and-so can't go out because he has work, or so-and-so can't go out because she's taking care of her mom, or so-and-so can't go out because they're taking care of their kids. That kind of thing is your reputation. What people say, you know, you're booked and busy, period, as you should be, okay? So we're going to get a few more cards from this deck, okay, to see what your reputation is like on the streets, okay? What are people saying about you out there? We have sensuality, okay? We have sensuality, so this can go here, honestly. See, and I wanted to put it in the center because that's the center of your life. Organization, that's it, the center. But no, you've seen it for a good minute. We could put it there where it's going to be hidden a little bit. But yeah, sensuality. Okay, so you're known as someone who is very sensual energy. I'm immediately getting Taurus, okay? And I heard Scorpio as well. But with this organization is absolutely, definitely giving me Virgo at least, you know, or at least Aquarius sometimes. They are very chaotic and they don't really like rules. So I wouldn't say they're organized, but they are very intelligent and very smart. So you could be someone who's very intelligent and smart as well. Or that's your reputation on the street. Because I feel like being responsible and having a schedule and going to sleep early, knowing you have to get up the next day is very smart. It's a smart thing to do, you know? You're eating well, you're exercising, you're that person who has their whole life together, essentially. You have your life organized. And people are just like, wow, that person has it all together. Whether you feel like you do or not, that is what your reputation entails, okay? I don't want to hear, my life is not... No, that's not what people are saying about you, okay? That's not how you're coming off anyway. But then there's this air of sensuality there. You could be a person who likes to wear headphones a lot, or you wear big headphones. I'm getting the Apple Pros or whatever they're called, the big chunky headphones, you know, the Boost headphones. Is it Boost? I think it is. I think it's Boost. I don't know. Y'all, Beats. It's not Boost. Child, Boost is a phone service. Maybe some of you guys work at a telephone agency, or you use the phone a lot at work. But yeah, Boost Mobile is what I was coming through. But Beats, not Boost. I'm crazy. Yeah, Beats headphones, the big chunky headphones that go over your head. That could be something you wear a lot. So when people see you, they're like, oh, they always have their headphones in. They're too busy. They're either, you know, listening to music or on a call whenever they're with us. That kind of vibe. Just very, you know what I mean? Business like kind of person, okay? That's what your reputation is coming through as. But there's an air of sensuality that you do carry around with you. It says, your freedom flowing from far away. I dance, I love, I laugh and play. I laugh and play. Now, what I find funny is your freedom flowing from far away. It's kind of like your freedom is so far away from you because you have such big responsibilities. You do not even, you don't, so people do consider you organized and responsible, but they wouldn't say you're free. They wouldn't say you're a free spirit. You could be someone who is very, like I said, rules. And I'm hearing stuck up in a way. But people may think you're stuck up, but you're not. You just have responsibilities, child. People just crazy out here. Like, they see things from the outside looking in, and it may seem like you're being standoffish or you never have time for them, but it's kind of like, my livelihood comes before freedom and playing and laughing and dancing and loving, like, you know what I mean? So people may have these sensual feelings towards you, but you don't have time for that person or people in your life, which is something that is definitely coming through. But I do feel like when you do have the freedom, although it is far away at times, you do dance, you do love, you do laugh, and you do play, or else this wouldn't be coming through at all. Now, the other card we have here is safe home. So your reputation, you come through as someone who is safe. People feel safe around you, okay? that friend that I was also talking about, he used to be in the Marines, the military. So you do feel safe around him because you know, like, if things pop off, he has that training, and you wouldn't, like, you know what I mean. But then he's also someone who's very chill and easygoing. You wouldn't think of him as someone who did things in the military, but you kind of have that safety. You feel safe because you know if things were to get crazy, there's that military training that could keep you safe, kind of vibe. So that's what's coming through. People feel safe at home, you know what I mean. You're very, like I said, laid back, chill, easygoing. But like I said, I wouldn't say you're stuck up, but you're just hard to reach at times, you know. There's a difference, I promise. But yes, we have, I cast a circle round about, safety now is beyond doubt. You heard that? The safety now is beyond doubt. So people consider you like a safe place to land, a safe place to fall, a soft place to land. If you need help with something, you're definitely helping people. If they need advice, you're definitely there when you do have the time. So they may be saying, oh yeah, so-and-so's always busy with work and taking care of this person, that person. And I admire them for that, but they're not really always there when I need them. But when I do, or when they are there, there's someone who is safe. They're a vault. Look at that. That's a vault. You're a vault. Like, you tell people your secrets and it doesn't leave that room. So the people may not spend time with you a lot of the time, but the time they do spend with you, they cherish. It's something that is definitely coming through. I don't know why this organization card here is giving me Galileo. So maybe some of you study the stars, astronomy, you know. Some of you could just be into astrology, because I feel like astrology is the study of the heavens, the stars, you know, that kind of thing, and how it affects Earth and the people on Earth, kind of thing. So astronomy, astrology, you love to look at the stars. That's what you're known for as well. But you're definitely the person who takes on the most responsibilities, or a lot of responsibilities at your job. Like I said, I'm not getting CEO. I'm not getting you own your own business. I'm just getting the job you do have. You are the person who is trustworthy, and they lean on you. The bosses lean on you for help. And it's kind of like the job where the assistant, people look down on the assistant, but the assistant does like a lot more than the CEO does. You know, they're picking up the grunt work, the work that no one wants to do, which it always tends to be the most grueling, you know? Okay. So now we're going to get into the tarot cards before we pull from one more oracle deck. Please, sir, what is my group one's reputation on the streets out here? What are people saying? Look at the freaking bottom of the deck. We have 10 of Wands. This is the bottom. I cut the deck in half, and this is at the bottom of the deck. We have the 10 of Wands. You're always busy. You're always burning the candle on both ends. You're burning the midnight oil kind of vibe, even though you're not staying up late. It's like you're always busy. You're always tired. You never have enough energy to do anything. And here we have the Two of Cups in reverse, which is giving me that sensuality. When you do have time, you know, people may want to be in a relationship with you, but you just don't have time for relationships, you know? You are the perfect relationship person. You're sensual. People feel safe with you. You're organized. You provide that stability that a lot of women and men desire. They crave. You provide that because you have a job. You know what I mean? You may have your own place. You know what I mean? You have a car. You have your finances in order. You have them enough in order for people to feel safe, and for you to think, and for them to think of you as someone who is stable and secure. A safe place for them to fall. People are looking for people like you out there, but you're always busy. And look, the 10 of Wands stay at the bottom of the deck. Yeah. People think you overload yourself with responsibilities. That's your reputation as someone who is like, too busy. There's being busy. There's being booked and busy. And then there's being too busy when you don't have time for friends or love or relationship. Just like, that's not the good kind of busy. That's not the kind of busy people want to see you in. So the Two of Cups in reverse, like, you don't have time for even relationships because your schedule is too stocked up, you know? So there is someone coming through that may want to be in a relationship with you, but it's like you don't have the time for them. And I'm hearing they're not waiting around. You have a Four of Wands. What was I saying about stability? You thought you were going to fall, huh? Negatory. Stupid. We have the Ace of Wands in reverse. Yeah, you're someone who skirts your passions. You ignore your passions. You put them on the back burner, you know. You subdue them is what I'm hearing. You subdue your passions. Your need for sensuality, your need to be under someone or on top of someone or with someone, boot up with someone. You kind of deny yourself those needs because you're chasing this stability. And look at how we have a hearth, which is warmth. You're warm tea. you know, after a long day. You're a nice home cooked meal after a long day. You're a fireplace in the dead of winter, you know, that safety that people feel with you, that stability people feel with you. It's something they celebrate about you, but like I said, it's also this being too busy to even have, like, wham bam thank you ma'am, to even hook up, to even have that I dance, I love, I laugh, I play vibe to your life is what people also bring up as well, you know. What is their reputation, please, on the streets? What is their reputation? Stop it. My group ones, please, spirit, my group ones. What is the reputation on these streets? Seven of Swords in reverse. Oh, upright? Interesting. Y'all saw it come out in reverse. I hope y'all did. And then it flew up upright. You don't show all your cards. You're someone who keeps a lot to your chest. You're holding your cards very tightly to your chest. You may not let many people close, is what I'm getting. Or people feel that there's more to you than you give them. There's more to them than you show, you know? And in that way, they may think you're deceiving them a little bit. Because, like, I'm your friend. I already don't have enough time with you. Then when we're with you, you're holding things back. You're not saying how you really feel. And I'm asking you as a friend. You know that saying that people always say, like, when I ask you how you are doing, I want a genuine answer. And when people tend to ask you how you're doing, you're just like, I'm fine, I'm okay, things are all right. And they're just like, I can obviously tell there's more to that. You're not telling me. When I ask, I mean it. I'm not just asking as a courtesy. No, I want to know how you're actually doing. Tell me, you know? And you're someone who's not telling them. You're keeping the things that are really bothering you and burdening you to yourself. It's a vibe that's definitely coming through here for you guys. And I don't want to say it irks them, because that's a big word, irk. But it bothers them that you may not have enough people to talk to, how you're a vault for them, but they can't be the vault for you. So there's a lot of things about you that people don't know, or they feel or see beneath the surface. And it's just like, that's what they tell people, like, this person's a vault. They don't let anything out. Even my secrets including, but also their secrets, you know? And it's funny how on the Ace of Wands, if it were to be upright, it would be somebody about to catch a lighter. But the way it's in reverse is someone releasing it. So like I said, I'm hearing deny. You deny your wants, your passions, your needs, what you actually want to do because of this, whatever this busy, crazy schedule is of yours. What is it? You deny yourself. It's kind of like abandon, but what's the word? You abandon, you turn off, you put to the wayside, that kind of thing. You lock up your desires and passions and what you actually want to do because of something you need to do, is kind of the vibe that's coming through. Like I said, you have that responsibility. It's kind of like someone who has kids. And they can't go after what they want or do what they actually want to do, because their first responsibility is to that person, place, or thing. So you kind of deny yourself your actual wants and needs and desires. You know, the need to I dance, I love, I laugh, I play. Because like I said, this freedom flowing from far away. Your freedom, your wants, your desires, your passions are always so far away from you, because people see you as someone who is always like burdened or bogged down by responsibilities. So you're not able to live this carefree, sensual lifestyle that you do, and people do feel that you have or is within you, you know? Because you lock away this passion, you let it go, you know? The reputation on the streets, please, Spirit. You are someone who would make perfect marriage material, but for some reason you just don't have time for that sensual side of you. You don't have time for those relationships. And now we have the Three of Cups in reverse, which is someone who doesn't, I don't want to say doesn't know how to have a good time, doesn't have time to have a good time, which just keeps coming through, honestly. The Three of Cups is someone who's always having fun, so like I said, if you have a group of friends, your presence, your non-presence, I should say, your absence is felt and it's seen. So your friends are meeting up from high school, from the military, from whatever. Your friends are meeting up and they're like, hey, where's so-and-so? And they're like, oh, I haven't seen him or her in a minute. Where are they? Oh, they're always working. They're busy. They have kids. They have a life. They have a home they have to take care of, kind of thing. They got to pay the bills. So they're always working. You know what I mean? And that's what's definitely coming through for you guys, you know? Like your presence or your absence is felt whenever your friends meet up and you're not there, you know? They're thinking about you. You're on their mind. You're in their thoughts. And that when they're having fun, they may not be able to fully have fun because you're not there and they're thinking about you and that you can't be there right now. Is kind of the vibe that's coming through for you guys. So yeah, you guys are coming through. It's like a fuddy-duddy. And it's funny because I wrote it down in my book. I wrote down a few things that could come through on for reputation. And fuddy-duddy is the one. Fuddy-duddy, reserved would be one for you guys. Intelligent would be another one. And I didn't write down busy, but you're busy. Like, you don't have time for people. And that's what they're walking around saying. But I do think you know how to let loose when you do have time, okay? Which is why we have that sensual nature. When your freedom isn't far away, you are able to dance, love, laugh, and play, you know? But people do feel that air of maybe seriousness or structure that you bring to a situation, because that's all. It's like your default mode. You know what I'm saying? Like when people are like, when phones are in display mode or default mode before we buy them, we have to kind of more personalize them, kind of vibe. So that vibe is coming through as well with the Seven of Swords, where when people are seeing you, you're just on default mode, or you're in, what do we call it? I don't know how to explain it. You're in default mode. You're in coasting mode. Like, you know, people who have like anxiety, or they have depression or whatever. People think you're just coasting, like you're not fully dealing with the problem. You're just like getting up every day. It's kind of like the SpongeBob episode where Squidward thought that moving to a more functional neighborhood and moving away from SpongeBob and Patrick would make him happy, but it didn't, because all he did was wake up, go to this class, go to that class, go to sleep, wake up, work, go to this class, go to that class, and life was very boring. When life with SpongeBob and Patrick was very much more fun and free. They just got up every day, and even though they did have work, well, SpongeBob had work, y'all, he still had time for fun. He still had time for play. He still had time for his inner child, okay? And it's kind of like you guys don't really have that, but people know that it's there, kind of vibe. So it's like, yeah, coasting essentially is what I think is coming through as. Where it's just you're getting up every day, doing what needs to be done. You're not enjoying life, not having fun. When you're with them, it's like you're still in that mentality. You're not able to fully let go and be free because your mind is preoccupied by all the things you have to do, you know? So you're not fully able to let loose. Here we have the Fool, which is someone who is very spontaneous, someone who is very leap before they look. You do believe in a higher plan. You could be someone who has faith or has hope that someday things will be better. And I'm hearing that maybe hope and faith is not enough in your case. That's something that's just coming through. It's something you have to actually get up and do, okay? So people, you may have told people about a certain goal you want to achieve, and they're like, when are you going to do it? When are you going to do it? When are you going to do it? Kind of thing. And you're just like, I don't know, like it has to be the right circumstance, or I have to have a job lined up first, or this and that. And they're kind of like, what about hope? What about faith? What about faith in knowing if you leave this job, another job is going to be lined up? Things don't always have to be perfectly in place with that organization you have there. There doesn't always have to be a perfect plan for you to be able to jump and leap and do something. Sometimes you just have to jump before you look, you know? Some people look before they leap. No, the Fool is all about leaping before you look and hoping and you know what I mean, knowing that spirit has your back. You know, whatever divine or divinity you believe in, they have your back. If you quit this one job, you're going to get another job, you know? It's not like, oh, I have to have another job lined up before I go and get this next job. No, it's like, I'm going to leave and I'm not going to have this job. or I'm not going to have this job, and the next job is gonna come to me. I'm going to be able to have some freedom, and the bills are going to get taken care of. Like, the kids are going to be fine. I'm going to be fine. That kind of thing, you know. People may want you to be more in this full energy, or they've seen you be that way before. They've seen you jump into things and not think twice about it, and it work out. And maybe now you've gotten so used to being in this organized state that it's hard for you to be that anymore. But they know that it's there, you know, because they've seen it before. So the next two cards we have is the Eight of Swords in reverse. Autopilot. That is what it is. It just came through. The Eight of Swords in reverse is someone who's on autopilot. Like, there's things that need to be healed and processed, but it's kind of like you're blocking it away. You're not dealing with it, you know? Interesting. Because Eight of Swords are the things that hold us back, things that we can't see, anxieties, insecurities, things that are always on our mind, overthinking, that kind of thing, things we can't seem to get a hold on. And it's like with the Eight of Swords in reverse, like the Eight of Swords in reverse or reversal cards always or sometimes represent the opposite of what that card means. But it also does sometimes mean that card blocked. So it's like, instead of you dealing with it, you're like kind of like ignoring those things that are beneath the surface, you know? So you may portray everything to be okay and everything to be fine, but people know it's actually not fine. It's like that meme of the burning dog, the dog in a burning room, drinking coffee at the table, saying this is fine. Like, you're waking up every day doing this and that, and you're saying it's fine, but it really isn't. People in your business, people are in y'all business heavy, y'all. Here we have the Five of Pentacles in reverse. Interesting. So I'm getting a few meanings from this card. The first one that I got is people may feel like you're in the process of making a change to get out of this Five of Pentacles energy. Because the Five of Pentacles is look at how this person's buried and everything is like dead, essentially. It's like a grave site. It's like the walking, the undead, essentially. How zombies are. Yes, that's exactly what it is. You're walking through life like a zombie on autopilot, not really processing things, and I'm not taking care of yourself, essentially, because you're too busy maybe taking care of other people. So this is like the undead, essentially. The Five of Pentacles is very much left out in the cold, wandering, lost soul kind of energy. And people are feeling like you may be making steps to secure your freedom with the Fool card coming out. You may be taking steps to get out of this blindsided, deer in headlights, not knowing what to do, victim mentality with the Eight of Swords. Like, people see you kind of getting out of that victim mentality and finally taking back your freedom, okay? Because the Fool card is someone who, like I said, is doing things knowing that everything's going to turn out the way it's supposed to. So right now you could be in a portion of your life where you're taking back control and you're doing things that scare you. But it's okay, because you know you're going to, you know, maybe you're leaning into your faith. You're leaning into, like I said, spirit is going to catch me. It doesn't matter if I quit this job right now. I'm always going to be taken care of, kind of thing. And then with the Eight of Swords in reverse, it could also be like you're dealing with your issues now. You're kind of cleaning up all the messiness of you being a zombie from before, you know? And then we have the Five of Pentacles, which is kind of like you're trying to heal or get to the bottom of this. Why do I not feel secure, even though everything is saying that I am? I have a home, I have a job, I have money, but I'm still not happy. People see you as someone who's trying to get to the bottom of that. Or they hope you would. They wish you would. They wish you would put yourself first and do what's right for you and not what's right for everyone else, you know? That leap of faith is a clean slate, a fresh slate. Zero is like there's nowhere to go below. There's only you can't go farther than the Fool. That's the first step. You're starting over, a complete redo, fresh start. And you can only go up. So it's kind of like when you hit rock bottom, the only way to go is up. There's no farther you can fall. So maybe you are someone who hit rock bottom, or you're just starting your life over. So a few different meanings are coming through for some of you. So just make sure to take what resonates. People are seeing you as someone who is not dealing with the deeper issues. You're acting like a zombie. You're just coasting, autopilot, all of those things. And then some of you are being seen as someone who is trying to come out of that energy, to join the land of the living again, to be excited and happy and, you know, chipper about what you're doing, to have some, I heard bass in your voice, to have some excitement in your voice when people are talking to you again, you know. People are on the phone like, how's life? It's fine. I'm working, still doing this, still doing that. And it's like you're just dead. Your voice is monotone. There's no emotion to it. And they're just like, what's wrong? And then when they say what's wrong, you're like, everything's fine. Everything is not fine. And they're just like, I just need you to, like, you know, start pouring into yourself and doing what makes you happy, essentially, is what is coming through for you guys as your reputation. So for some of you, you have some friends that, like, want you to do better and be happier. They want you to get that fire in your belly, which is the Fool card. It's very much Aries energy, where you're just, you know, jumping into the unknown, okay? I'm hearing into the unknown from Frozen. Into the unknown. Into the unknown. Into the unknown. Where she was literally trying to ignore that voice inside of her for most of the movie, telling her, that voice was following her around, that melody was following her around, and she was like, leave me alone. I'm in a place in my life where I'm okay. I'm not hiding. I'm the queen. I may not want to be the queen. I may not like or love how things are going right now, but I have my sister, I have my family, I have my nation. I'm happy. Leave me alone. And that voice would not leave her alone. It kept coming back. It kept bothering her until she went on the journey to find out what was wrong, to find out who she really was, okay? Because that voice was essentially telling her her story of how she came to be, you know, and how she wanted to not be someone. She didn't want to be queen. She figured out in the movie she didn't want to have all those responsibilities. She wanted to be freaking free. The sensuality. She wanted to dance, love, laugh, and play. She wanted to be with the elements in the forest, while Anna took over Arendelle. You know, because Anna always wanted those responsibilities, but she was always seen as a young one, the one who wasn't queen. And what is it called? Elsa was born to unite the magical people in the forest and Arendelle. She wasn't meant to be queen in that way. She was meant to be free with her little ice horse, you know. And that's literally what's coming through. She had to go into the unknown to find out who she really was. And that's what people are seeing you doing, or what they think you should do. It's gonna be different for you know, for some of you. So now I want to get into this last deck and see what else is coming through, please. What is coming through for my group ones? What is their reputation? Please, what is their reputation? Opportunity. Okay, so some of you may have gotten an opportunity to explore new things. People are seeing you as someone who got a new opportunity, which is that Fool energy coming through. We have purification. Yeah, that's that Eight of Swords in reverse. You're purifying your life and bringing light and happiness back into it. Even though we still do have the rain in this beautiful field of sunflowers, it's like you're finally blooming. Maybe the opportunity was this rain that came through to help the flowers bloom, you know, because flowers need sunlight, they also need rain, they need everything. And I do feel like humans, they need stability, they need jobs and food and shelter, but they also need to have fun, you know. So it's kind of like you need both. You cannot skirt responsibilities, but you also cannot deny that passion inside of you. You can't deny your desires, you know what I mean? Your physical baser needs, your instincts, you can't deny those or put them off for too long, you know. What else is the reputation on the street? You're purifying your life. You're getting rid of things that are not making you happy. Or you're just seen as someone who's very pure. You could give others opportunities. But there is, like I said, that air of mystery about you guys as well, where people know you're holding back and not telling them everything that's going on or everything that's wrong with you, because the Seven of Swords is kind of giving me the same energy as this dark forest. And what was I saying about looking up to the stars? And that's literally what I'm doing right now. I'm getting lost in the sky, but it's because everything is so dark. All that we could do is hold on to that hope, and that's the star card. The star card is hope. So like I said, that faith, that hope is keeping you going. Whether it's you're someone who's spiritual, religious, whatever, there's something that keeps you hanging on, saying things are going to get better, you know? And that's that full energy in you where, you know, you have that childlike inner innocence where it's like, I know things have to get better, you know? Because this is as bad as it can get. It can't get any worse. I don't want it to get any worse. It could only get better. So yeah, you're struggling with a decision or a choice, and people are picking up on that. They may not know exactly what it is, but they know that you need to make a change. They're just as intuitive as you are. They're like, this person is not, the way they're living right now is not sustainable. It needs to change, you know? You could also be someone who is quiet as the night, dark as the night, as mysterious as the night. So you're someone who may be more quiet. Like I said, that Seven of Swords, you don't tell people much. You're reserved in that kind of way. You're fascinating, or you have depth. So I don't know, there's something about the night that gives depth. It gives overthinking. It gives in the dark of night. It gives, you know, hiding, that kind of thing. Where when it's nighttime, that's when all the thoughts come. That's when we feel the most. Like right before we go to sleep, kind of vibe. That's why some people have trouble falling asleep, because their mind is like so, you know, fraught with all these different emotions, all these different thoughts. The feelings of your soul literally comes alive at nighttime. And that's when you're thinking all these things like, I'm not happy, I don't want to do this anymore. But then when the day comes and the sun comes on, the light comes back on, it's like your mind and your body is in hustle mode. But it's like when you're at night, when you're sleeping, is when you think about all these things, and when it bothers you the most, essentially, is what's coming through. And that may not be what people are picking up. That's just something I'm picking up from you in general. It doesn't have to be something, it doesn't have to have anything to do with your reputation at this point, okay? But there's an innocence and a purity about you with the Fool and the purification. I'm hearing I'm Alive and Well by Voice. I'm hearing the song is like Bad Mind. I don't know who sent you, but tell them you ain't see me. It says, bad mind, I don't know who sent you, but tell them you ain't see me now. So it's like, whatever bad mind is like evil eye, bad intentions, bad luck, all those things. Bad mind, I don't know who sent you, but tell them you ain't see me. You know what I mean? Envious people, I beg you please, when you see me, don't see me. Like, that's Alive and Well by Voice. Okay, it's a I don't know what his type of music is. I wouldn't say it's reggae, but it's like, you know, it's you know, I guess he would be if he's I think he's like a Jamaican artist, and I think there is reggae, but I think there's different kinds. But like he's like he said, I'm alive and well. Thank God I'm alive and well. But it's like a very, like, at the end of the song, it's like very motivational. He's like telling the kids to stay in school and telling people, and it's also in that song, he says something here about I'm taking care of my family and I'm taking care of my kids and doing what needs to be done. So why are people still envious of me? Like, it makes no sense to him, you know? So he's saying, I don't know who sent you, but tell them you ain't see me. Envious people, I beg you please, when you see me, don't see me. Okay, stop looking at me. Stop sending bad vibes my way. So you could be, like I said, that's that purification. You're trying to purify your life, and you're going to get the opportunity to do so, because opportunity doesn't make sense to be dark and the moon, because opportunity doesn't give me night. Opportunity gives me sun, sunflower, happy. You know, you're getting a new opportunity. It's kind of like you're getting the opportunity to get out of this darkness, those dark thoughts that are haunting you, that bad mind or bad evil eye people may be sending your way, those envious eyes who are on you saying their life seems so perfect, and they're projecting onto you, and then things might start happening. It's like, my life isn't perfect, please stop, you know, minding my business, leave me alone, stop looking at me, you know. Could be something you're dealing with and you're going through right now. Okay, so can I get some more cards, please? Here we have Delight. So you're a delight to be around. That's honestly what this purification delight is. I do feel like you're someone who can be very goofy, someone who is very fun, and it's like people, like I said, they can tell you're coasting. When you're with them, you're not happy, you're not fun, you're not goofy, and they know you to be that way with the full energy coming out, but you're not that way recently. So it's kind of like darkness is overcoming you, it's overtaking you, you're becoming a zombie, literally. And here we have embracing, and it came out like this though. So there's something here about, and I'm hearing purification did come out in reverse as well. So there is something here about people think you need a cleanse, a pure, a do-over, you know, a clean slate. With embracing coming out in reverse, there's something you're not embracing, okay, or something you don't want to embrace. Maybe you are complaining to some friends that about how bad your life is, and those are the energies coming through saying it's going to take a leap of faith. It's going to take you to trust that things are going to turn out the way they're meant to, and you know what I mean, and not know what's going to happen, but still do it, you know. And look at how this person's looking over at the sun, so like, oh, here come the dark thoughts again. It's like, you know, get that help, do what, and it's like, and it's sometimes people don't have access to professional help. I do feel like it is all a matter of doing what makes you happy, or finding time to do things that make you happy, at least. Because if there's no happiness at all, and it's all business, it's all responsibilities, it's all work all the time, no fun, no freedom, no play, no seduction, no ace of wands, no getting your something wet, getting your something plowed, like, not to be vulgar, but you know what I mean? Those things are the good things in life that allow us to keep going, having a little dalliance here, or having a relationship there. You know what I mean? If you can't do those things, what is life all about? Like, there has to be some good with the bad. And it seems like everything is like all bad, you know? Or that's what people are seeing anyway. You know what I mean? So people want you to embrace what's wrong, okay? Get the help for it, and blossom and bloom into this beautiful sunflower. Because this did come out in reverse as well. Purification was not upright. So people want you to get the opportunity to purify your life, you know, to have more delight, to embrace the things that are wrong, and embrace the nighttime. Because some people dread the nighttime because they know that's when the dark thoughts come, the demons come at night to bother them, you know, the bad mind, the evil eye, whatever you want to call it. And they want you to embrace the nighttime instead, because the nighttime can be very peaceful. It is very beautiful. Maybe when you're lost in your thoughts, go outside and look at the stars, if you can see the stars from where you live, you know. That kind of thing. Find that hope and that peace. The star card is that hope and that peace, that inspiration to keep fighting and to keep going, you know. So that's all that I have for you guys. I'm gonna stop there. Your delight to be around, you're very pure, but I do feel like people think that's being overshadowed by some darkness in your life, you know, a sadness is just overtaking you. So yeah, something about that. But look at how even in the darkness, you still have this white figure here. So people still think you're fighting. They still think you're a light in the dark for other people, but you may be losing that light for yourself, essentially. So like I said, I'm going to just stop here. That's your reputation on the streets right now, okay? I hope the shooting resonated. If it did, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Join the tribe. We'd love to have you. If you would ever like to book a personal reading with me, you could always get in contact with me. Use my email in the description box below. But I hope you're having a beautiful, wonderful day whenever you're watching this reading. And as always, I will see you gorgeous people in the next one. Bye! Hello, my gorgeous group 2s. Welcome to your reading. If you chose authenticity, then you are in the right place. Welcome. Today we're going to be going over what is your reputation on the streets, okay? What are people saying about you? What do people say about you? What have they said about you? All of those things. So your reputation is basically how your friends go and talk about you to other people, how people view you based on how you act and move in the world. It doesn't even have to be by word of mouth or friends, just like how you're viewed right now, that kind of thing. For group 1, there was also some messages from spirit coming through as well, because group 1 was group 1, but there was some things that people couldn't have known unless they're very, very, very intuitive, coming through for them. So I'm like, this may not be so much about your reputation. Their reputation did come through heavily, but more towards the end, it was like advice and stuff, messages from spirit. So just, you know, a mix of those things could be coming through, but this is about reputation. Now, for those of you who have seen my last 3 videos, and you may be a new subscriber from those videos, welcome. This is my usual setup, okay? I was just doing the images because I wasn't at home, but now I'm back home, so I can do how I usually do it, because I was like, it is so much easier for me to do it that way. There was some annoyances with that way. There's pros and cons to everything, honestly. It's so annoying because for the images, you have to kind of sync the images to the voice, and that takes forever and a lot of holding and waiting for it to scroll through and editing. But if I were to do the video, is a lot of me having to make sure I get to the right point. Like, you know what, I don't need to get into all that. Maybe some of you edit your own videos, maybe some of you post content as well, because like the irk was there. But I'm also someone who, like, it would have been so much easier for me to continue. I don't think so much easier, but it would have been somewhat easier for me to continue with that format. But I, myself, being a pick a card watcher, I like to see the cards in front of me. Sorry, not sorry. So I'm like, I want to give that to you guys as well, because if that's something I like, I should be giving it. You know what I mean? Because otherwise I would be a hypocrite, y'all. A lot of things are coming through annoying. Maybe you're someone who's very funny because when I said hypocrite, I heard hypocrite, and that was like a video by, I forgot his name, something I am Zoe whatever. He was like a content creator. I think he's still around, but he doesn't make as much funny videos as he did, or I don't see him as much, when he would basically respond to kids videos that went viral on the internet at the time. So there was one kid who was like, what was it saying? He was like, he wrote a paper essentially about what he did for Halloween, and he was like something about a makeup on my face. Like, he didn't say anything right. It was cute and endearing, but the guy who was reacting to it was trying to read it, and the way he said it was like so funny. So I think instead of saying trick or treat, the kid wrote chick-a-cret. Like, it's still funny to this day. I can't. And this was like years ago, like 5 or more years ago, that I'm like, this video is how relevant it is. And he was like, chick-a-cret. And the way the guy said it just had me cracking up. And the boy was trying to say, or the girl, like, I wore makeup on my face, and he said I wore lots of makeup on my face. Like, just, he wasn't, but he's a child, he couldn't really spell properly, but the way the guy reacted to it made it 10 times funnier. Okay, so you could be someone who was funny, who uses voices, who says words in funny ways. I also have a friend who likes to say people's names weirdly. So we have a friend, and her name is Tiffany, okay? And my friend says, in my head, I call you Tiffany. You know what I mean? Instead of saying Tiffany, I say it in a weird, funny way in my head. But when I say your name out loud, I know your name is Tiffany, so I'm not going to call you it. Like, you know, that's like letting your intrusive thoughts win. Like, I call her Tiffany in my head, but her name is Tiffany. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. So that's coming through. So you guys could have intrusive thoughts, okay? You're very funny, okay? You use voices or say things in a weird way, okay? And that could be reputation as well. You're known as being someone who's like all around like goofy, you know, unserious at times, because you're very authentic in yourself, which makes sense. Like, before I even get into the card, those things are coming through. You're very authentic. You don't really care what people think about you. You're just going to be who you are, you know. They're either going to like it or love it, honestly. And if they don't like it, they can leave. Like, you don't really care. So you're someone who is very authentic. It's like, who I truly am is good indeed. I am authentic in thought, word, and deed. So yeah, you're authentic in the way you speak. Maybe you don't hold those things back. Maybe you do say people's names funnily. You know what I mean? But yeah, in everything that you do, you're authentic, and people love that, okay? That's what your reputation is: someone who's real, who's honest, who's frank, to the point, up front, you know, all those things. You're going to wear what you want to wear, say what you want to say, move how you want to move. And like the card says, who I truly am is good indeed. So you know you're a good person, and you don't have to try to fit in or do things, you know, the way society standards in order to be seen as good. You're a good person, period. That's it. How I act, how I move, all that is authentic to me, and that's about it. And people, you know, that's how they see you, your reputation. So we also have romance, okay? We have romance. It is a sacred power. Let it come to me in this hour. So you may be seen as someone who's a little bit of a romantic. You're seen as someone who's a bit of a romantic at heart. Hopeless romantic is what I'm hearing. I've got the heart of a hopeless romantic. Something and frantic. Looking for love in someone it's not. So maybe, ooh, y'all being called out. Maybe you look for love in places where there's no love, because that song is Hopeless Romantic by Sam Fisher. And yeah, he's like, I got the heart of a hopeless romantic, something in frantic or manic, looking for love in someone that's not. So you look for love in all the wrong places. It's a part. What? Interesting. So what I'm getting mostly from this, now that I'm like thinking about it, or the messages came through, it said, because you're so authentic in yourself, you may attract the wrong people who just want a piece of that authenticity, and it may not be in good, their intentions may not be pure, essentially, you know. So that's what they mean by you attract the wrong people. Not that you actually go for the wrong people, it's just your authenticity attracts people who admire you for that, but they may not be best suited for you. So it's kind of like you need to learn how to vet people more. Just because they want you doesn't mean you should be with them, essentially. You okay? It's something that's coming through as well. Okay, whatever. You have to be more discerning about your time and your energy and who you give it to, because you can date just to date and it doesn't really matter, but at the end of the day, those people are like draining your energy the more and more you date without vetting those people first. So it's like someone who dates everybody without having any kind of standards, kind of thing. And it's like, well, you're going to be disappointed. And it's like you're doing it because you're hopeless romantic and you love and the thought of falling in love. But at a certain point, at a certain time, you have to be more discerning about the partners, and you should know, first of all, what you like and who you're compatible with, the kinds of people you want. All those things play a part in the person you end up with and the love partner you should be going for. Not just, this person has shown interest in me, I should end up with them, or I should date them. No. More goes into it than that, or more should, I'm hearing, go into it than that. Okay, so you're seen as someone who's authentic, and I'm, like I said, it's not your fault, because you are someone who exudes romance. So people just are attracted to you romantically, period. And it could be because of your authenticity, because these cards flow out together. So people love or fall in love with your authentic self. That doesn't make them the person for you. So it's up to you to be more discerning of these people that seem to flock to you, you know? I hope that makes sense. Like, I think it makes sense to me. Like, romance, it is a sacred power. So people do talk about you and say you're very romantic. So partners you've been with, they're just like, oh, this person's like so romantic. Or for, if you're a guy or a girl, it doesn't matter. Feminine or masculine, you know, non-binary, it doesn't matter. People think of you as someone who is very romantic. Okay, so you're buying the flowers, you're holding the door open, you're paying for the dates. You're very thoughtful. You remember the small details about people. People just love your personality as well. So like a doting partner is what I'm hearing as well. So like you love and you treat people with love, and that can be very intoxicating, and therein lies a problem of attracting people who may not have your best intentions at heart. So that's why you got to be more, you know, discerning with your time and energy, because you're giving love to people who don't deserve it. And I mean, that's up to you to decide, honestly. But Spirit is like, you know, be more discerning. Because that is kind of like energy vampires. They're sucking your energy dry. We have health. See, as soon as I say they're sucking your energy dry. We have wisdom and we have passion. Wow. Okay, guys. So you're seen as someone who's very passionate as well. So let's bring these cards over. I feel called to put them in order. So we have authenticity come out because you're so authentic. People love that about you. They find you as someone who's like very romantic, or just a hopeless romantic in general. Here we have health. Your reputation is known. You're known for someone who's being very healthy. You are health conscious is what I'm hearing. So you try to buy the best food, to try to eat in moderation and portions. Maybe you're someone who meal preps, what I just heard as well. So you do meal prep, you dance, you exercise, because she's literally like just dancing and free. You know what I mean? You look healthy is what I just heard. Okay, so you're known as someone who looks healthy. So for my people who may be bigger or have more meat on their bones, people admire that you look healthy. Okay, especially if you're a woman and you have curves. Okay. Also, if you're a guy and you have that teddy bear quality about you, that's your reputation. You're known as a big old teddy bear. The romance coming through with the passion. okay, coming through. We have, first of all, let me read this. We have Mother Earth sweet, Mother Earth bright, bring me to your health and might. So you're known to being sweet. Your personality is very bright, okay? So that's coming through very heavily. Your personality is very bright, you know. It could be upbeat, it could be happy, or just very magnetic. I'm hearing you have a blush to your cheeks, or you like to wear blush on your cheeks, rosy cheeked, whether it's natural or you put it on, is what I'm hearing. And I'm hearing, look at that shade of punum. So it's like, look at that little face. You know what I mean? So cute. So you can have like a very cute, shrubbery, chunky cheek face, like a chipmunk with chunky cheeks. Yeah, you always look healthy. You always have a rosy glow to you. Yeah. So whether you're someone who considers yourself healthy or not, people think you have a healthy glow about you. Your skin could glow and always look healthy. You could have soft skin as well, okay? You could be someone who stretches. Maybe you're someone who's into yoga, okay? Or just dancing, that kind of thing. Keeping your body moving, okay? That in and of itself is very healthy, okay? Now with passion here, you're known for being a bit, I'm hearing a flirt, okay? So you could have like Libra placements. They're known for being natural flirts. Everyone thinks they're flirting with them, whether they are or not, okay? Me being Libra moon, I don't be flirting, y'all. I just be talking to people. And people think that me in being interested in getting to know them is flirting. I'm like, nah, I'm just trying to get to know you, okay? Hey, girl, what? I just want to get to know you. That song is coming through, Slow Down by Bobby Valentino. He's like, slow down, I just want to get to know you. But girl, don't turn around, cause that pretty round thing looks good to me. So it's kind of the whole, I hate to see you go, but I love to watch you leave, which is Lil Wayne. It's not Lil Wayne's part, but it's the song, Young Money. What was that song? Bedrock. It was like, I hate to see you go, but I love to watch you leave. And you keep me coming back and forth. Soccer team. Cold as a winter's day. Hot as a summer's eve. Young money thieves. They steal your love and leave. So you could be known as love them and leave them. Yeah. A Lothario. Okay. Yeah. A Don Juan-esque figure. A lot's coming through for you guys. So a lot of people could have chosen this group because I'm getting a lot of different personality types coming through. But with the passion, your reputation is known for being a good lover, okay? In whatever capacity, whether you've only been with one person, two people, hundreds of people, tens of people, you're known for being a good lover to the people you've been with. That's it. That's your reputation. They telling people, she was the best I ever had. Like, you know what I mean? That kind of thing. He was the best I ever had. That's your reputation on the streets. Okay? Look at y'all. We have rise passion, rise up high, inflame my purpose, reach the sky. Just hot, just spicy. Okay, a lot of explicit messages are coming through for y'all, okay? I'm hearing if you're a I mean, even if you aren't, but it was a feminine act. The feminine doing the act on the masculine that's coming through with the mouth, okay? You have a good mouth on yous. Yeah. Okay? And look, they're kissing. Exactly. So your mouth is just good, whether you're kissing someone or using it in other areas, guys as well, because guys use their mouth in other areas as well. Okay, guys, relax. You have like a very grown, or people think grown folk thoughts when they see you. Even though you may have this cutesy shrubbery face. Look at how her face is what is being focused on in this card. Her big eyes, she has very thick eyebrows, curly hair, whether it's wavy, curly, coily, whatever. Your hair is coming through as prominent. More physical things are coming through in this group for you guys. Your reputation. People talk about your physicality. Okay, your big doe eyes. Look at her skin, look nice and smooth. Look at how we have the rose, and rose petals are soft. I say your skin is soft as well. You're just known as being very feminine. For those of you who are feminines watching, soft skin, glowy skin, you're always glowing. Your hair is always done. Hair accessory, just a flower in her hair. Her eyes are big. Her eyebrows are there. You know what I mean? Maybe soft, dainty, small hands. Okay. For my masculines, child, I'm not really getting much masculine traits, so they may come through after. I'm getting a lot of feminines may have chosen this group. or mostly feminines, I should say, because here we have Mother Earth. Mother Earth is a feminine energy. So for my guys, if you are guys watching, you could be a more feminine guy, honestly, where you take care of your skincare, your skin be glowing, you dress well, you know, your skin is soft, you don't do hard back labor and work, so your hands are always smooth, it's not crusty and there's no calluses on it, you know what I mean? But they're manly hands, but they're just soft, because I felt the need to look at her hands in this card here. So there's something here about your hands in general, whether you're masculine or feminine watching, it don't really matter. Your hands, and look at how she's putting her hands up. You know what I mean? There's focus on your hands and your arms. So if you're a guy, you can have like very jacked arms, or people love to be wrapped in your arms. Your hug could be very prominent coming through. But yeah. You are also just very passionate about life in general, honestly. Like, you're just passionate about life in general is what's coming through with this passion here. But passion, grown folk in the bedroom is very prominent as well. But you look to go after what you go after. Maybe your passion could be in health. Maybe you could be a doctor. Maybe you could be someone who has a profession in health. I don't know, that could be nutritionist, you know. That same friend that I was talking about earlier in the spread, she owns a dance studio, which is a passion that involves health. That could be some of you guys as well. You can own a gym. Or you could, like I said, yoga did come through. Maybe you have a yoga studio and you do that as well. I'm hearing strength training, boxing, kickboxing is coming through as well. So you may be seeing just someone who's just very well-rounded. We have, and you guys got more cards. Group 1 only got 3. For y'all, 5 cards came out. So you have a lot of different aspects, or a lot of different, like I said, things floating around out there about you. For some of you, you're very authentic. For most of you, you're very authentic, because these 2 came out first. And you're also, like I said, hopeless romantic. Here we have others of you may be very big into health. Others of you may be big into, like, you know, dating around, having a lot of partners, being the best they've ever had, kind of thing. Others of you are very wise. You haven't even gotten to wisdom yet, y'all. I don't even know how far we're in yet. Boy. We have on a Wednesday with a waxing moon, let wisdom come and be renewed. Now, big eyes are coming through again. You guys see these big eyes. Look at those big eyes. You see everything. You catch everything. You're very smart. You're very perceptive. You pick up on little things. And 7 is also a very spiritual number. So some of you could also be spiritual baddies, child. Whew, a lot of messages coming through here. Like, y'all y'all have multiple freaking personalities, okay? Maybe some of you could, like, not even like jokey, funny, but you guys could have been diagnosed with, like, BPD. You know what I mean? You have multiple personality disorder, child, because all these personalities are coming through in one. I'm just like, what? Spiritual baddie, owl, very wise, intuitive. You see everything, you catch everything, you peep everything, you know. You're always knowing the hot tea and the hot gossip about everyone. And look at how we have this other owl hiding behind this big owl. Maybe you're known as someone who protects people. You're known as a teacher. You know, owls teach. They're known to teach. I'm thinking of the owl in Winnie the Pooh, how he was the wise one that everybody came to for answers, you know, with his little scholarly hat on. And how he taught them things they didn't know. So you could have a child. You're known as someone who's wise and has a child, you know. Someone who's very passionate in the bedroom. And all these things could be true at one time. Don't get me wrong. But I'm getting different personalities. So just take what resonates for you. Because like I said, a lot of different people could have chosen this group. But like with this on a Wednesday, I'm getting Wednesday, the show on Netflix, and just Wednesday Addams in general, how she was very smart, very intelligent, but then she was also very standoffish. She was also very antisocial. She was also very hard to put a label on, essentially, because she was many different things, especially in the new spinoff with what's her name, Jenna? Is it Jenna? I don't know. I don't know who I'm talking about. Her character was very hard to understand. She cared about people. She loved people. She was passionate about what she did, even though not in the, like I said, normal way or stereotypical sense of being passionate. She was passionate about the dark things. She was passionate about, you know, getting to the bottom of things and solving mysteries. So maybe you're also the person who's watching, you know, those crazy ladies who watch documentaries, you know, who watch about murder and, you know, killers and those things, crimes things, pods, and those kinds of stuff. You always want to get to the bottom of certain things, and there's like a dark, mysterious air to you with this wisdom on a Wednesday with the waxing moon, you know, because I'm thinking of, like I said, Wednesday Addams. She was very hard to grasp, hard to put in a box, hard to put a label on, you know. She had love for her family. She learned to have love for her friends. She didn't want to, you know, be open emotionally, but she also was, because she ended up, you know, Enid became her best friend in the, you know, at the school, and she also made other connections, that kind of thing. She also loved her family to a certain extent, even though she was very standoffish with them. So it's like, you could be very standoffish, but people know at the end of the day it's all love, if you understand what I'm saying. If that makes sense to you, then you're in the right place. You love, but you're also standoffish. You want to be in love, but you don't let people get too close. A lot of people are attracted to you, and you may be seen as a flirt, but you don't try to flirt with people. It's your natural curious mind who wants to know people, and people think, oh, they're asking me all these questions, oh, they must like me, and it's like, no, not really. Or not all the time, you know. 7, like I said, is a very spiritual number. So is 11, you know, it's a master number. So there's something here about you being like, just, I'm hearing all that in a bag. It's just a lot of different things. So I feel like when you meet people, they each get a different aspect of this person. So depending on who you're around and who you're meeting, some people may get the wise sage, some people may get the passionate lover, some people may get the health nut, some people may get the romantic at heart, and some people may get, and all of this is your authentic self. There's nothing here about you being facetious or false at all. It's like all of these things are you. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the tarot cards. I feel like I spent enough time on these cards here. What is your reputation on the streets, please, Spirit? By group 2 is the reputation on the streets. We have Knight of Wands, fun-loving, but at the bottom of the deck, because look, I was Knight of Wands, but at the bottom of the deck, we have the Moon. And look at how this person's a cloaked figure moving through the woods at nighttime. And that's literally what Wednesday and them was doing in that show. They were trying to find the beast or monster that was killing up everybody in the show. And that led to her, I feel like, I'm pretty sure she was wearing cloaks as well on that show when she was traveling in the forest at nighttime trying to find that beast, you know? So yeah, there's a very mysterious air about some of you guys. Like, people always want to know more. You always leave them wanting more. Is a vibe that I'm getting about your reputation. So some people can see it as a tease. That's just for, you know, a small piece of you, because some people think that, like I said, you talking to them or wanting to get to know them, and then they automatically, or they may be attracted to you, and because they're attracted to you, you should be attracted to them, which is what I was saying here about being very discerning about who you allow into your energy and your space. Because some people think they're entitled to your energy, they're entitled to your body, and it's like, if you don't give it to them, they're mad. And that's not the reality of life. If I'm just talking to you, that doesn't mean I'm attracted to you or I want you in any kind of way. But because you're attracted to me, I automatically maybe must be attracted to you. You know what I mean? That kind of ignorance mentality going around out there. And it's like, you leave people yearning and wanting more with the Moon here. It's like, I want to know more about this person. They kind of left me hanging, if that makes sense. And maybe because they heard by word of mouth through the grapevine that you're someone who's very passionate and you're the best lover this person may have had that was talking to them in passing, they think, oh, I want a piece of that. And it's like, nah, not if I don't like you or if I don't want you. Just because I may sleep around and, you know, be with a lot of different people doesn't mean that you have access to my body or my energy at all. Like, skedaddle. Move. The world's a crazy place. I'm telling y'all. Their reputation on the streets, please. What is their reputation on the streets? We have Queen of Wands. Yup. There's something very magnetic about your energy. And there's something here about you may not even know how magnetic you are, because you have the Queen of Wands in reverse. So it's kind of like someone who, I'm hearing two things. You either use your looks for bad, or you don't know how attractive you are and how seductive you are and how passionate people consider you to be, or what people say about you. People may say, oh my gosh, she's so beautiful and her energy is so seductive, or he's so gorgeous and his energy is so seductive, and you don't think about yourself that way. So when you meet people, they're just like, oh, you're flirting and leaving. Like I said, the Queen of Wands in reverse, people may think you like lead them on and then grab it away. You know, you give them the cookie and, you know, lure them or dangle in front of their face and then take it back. A tease. Yeah. and you're just like chilling. You're living your life, talking to people, interacting, because you're a very social creature with the Queen of Wands. She is someone who demands a lot of attention. She attracts a lot of attention. She's always the life of the party. She's the loudest in the room most of the time. She's the one that people know they want to follow and bow down to her, kind of thing. They want to do her bidding, essentially, you know. So people fall under her spell because she's very magnetizing. She's very hypnotic, you know what I mean? Very enchanting. Her personality, she's charming. You know, she's like, she knows how to get you. In conversation alone, you could also be someone who's a performer and someone who's a singer and all of that. And people see you on stage being overly seductive, you know. And when you come off stage, they just automatically think they deserve a slice of you. It's like someone who's in the public eye. They automatically think because you put yourself out there, and you put your life out there, that they have a piece of you and they deserve something. You know, they deserve something. Like, oh, you're wearing that low cut shirt with your boobs out. I deserve to have a piece because you're teasing me with them. And it's like, are you stupid? People, you attract people who think this way. Like, just so be careful, my group twos, please. You're wearing a low cut shirt and a short skirt, you were asking for it, are the kind of people that may be attracted to you. But like I said, it's a small portion of people. But it's like, you were wearing that short skirt and a revealing top. You wanted me. You called it on to me. You called me over. You're flirting with me. You must want me, or you must want male attention because you're showing off your body. Like, that kind of thing is coming through in this reading a little bit. People feel entitled to your time and your body and your energy because you show your body. Oh, you must want it to be seen, you know. Or you're in the public eye and you sing, you're a performer. Oh, I'm entitled to her energy because she's in the public eye. That is coming through a little bit. So just like I said, be careful. But with the Queen of Wands coming out in reverse, it's kind of giving me you don't call this energy on you, or you don't know how beautiful you are, or that people think or feel this way, because you're just doing you, being authentic. So Aquarius is coming through. Sun, Moon, Rising. You're being authentic in who you are and dressing how you want to dress, and you're not really caring what people think, but people are projecting their naughty or dusty, crusty thoughts onto you, but you're not really using it as a weapon. You're just it. You know, the it girl. You're the Queen of Wands. You can't help but be that way, and people are seeing you as like you're their property because you dress it. Like, people are weird, I'm telling y'all. You're not using it. You may show leg, you may wear heels, that kind of thing, and people are seeing you as like their property. And it's just like, I'm not your property though. Even if you're a guy, you're an attractive guy, and you know, you show a little chest or show a little arm or whatever, and you're talking to girls and they automatically think, oh, he wants me, when you're just being friendly. Like, what do you mean? You don't be making no advances on them. You're not even flirting. You're just talking, and people just think you're flirting. I'm hearing Leo as well, because you're always in the spotlight. People think that they deserve a piece of your time. We have Knight of Pentacles. You could like hiking, physical activities, being out in nature. We have the Tower. Interesting. Yeah, there could be something here about you catching people off guard. Or like I said, people are hear one thing, and then we have the freaking Devil in reverse. Yeah, people hear one thing about you, but what they heard through the grapevine is not who you actually are. You know, so when they're thinking, oh yeah, it was so easy to do this and so easy to do that, people be lying on your name. Yeah, for some of y'all, you are someone who is very slow moving, someone who is not jumping into something with people. You know what I mean? I'm hearing demisexual, you know what I mean? I'm hearing sapiosexual, where you want to build the intellectual connection with someone first before doing that. And maybe because maybe in the past or with certain people, you may have jumped into maybe bed with them and on the first day, and it's because that connection was there. They're telling people, oh yeah, you know, they're just talking in passing. They're not really saying it like, oh yeah, she was easy or he was easy. They're just like, oh, like, we connected, we had a good time, da da da. And now because you do that with one person, they may be walking around telling people that, not knowing the damage they're causing. People think that you're gonna jump into bed with them the first day as well. When it's like, no, you're not that person that I was with. You're someone completely different. Like, stop, please, please. Like, I beg. And look at how we have the same shadowy figure here in the Tower. The same figure where you can't really see all of them, standing in front of a tower. So I'm hearing your words. Like, you have like a sharp tongue. We'll put it that way. where you make people feel bad or you don't hold anything back, and people think you're too blunt, too frank, and it may hurt their feelings, or it catches them off guard with the Tower card coming through here. Where it's like you kind of like tear down people with your words, even if you don't mean to. Sometimes if you do mean to, you really are sharp tongued. The Devil in reverse, like I said, what people say they come to realize, the people who actually stick around to get to know you, they know your reputation, they realize reputation is not what it was made out to be. And look at how we have somebody here playing on someone's strings. Like, people think that you're a puppet they can play, or you're like I said, a show. You're there to entertain them, so you owe them something, or they paid for your show. So see, people are weird. Like, you're not entitled to someone's body because you paid for a date, you paid for a show. Maybe this is saying someone may have taken you to a show, and they think because they paid for dinner, they paid for the date, and they're entitled to your body. Like, I feel like for some reason you guys attract those kinds of people who think you owe them something. Or that romance and passion, they've heard about it or felt it, and they want more of it. And it's like when you don't give it to them, they get salty and mad. People who are trying to play you, but with the Devil in reverse, it doesn't work. With the Tower, you kind of tear them down and read them to filth before they can even get to any point of controlling you. You're not someone who can be controlled with authenticity coming through. This is a very interesting reading for your reputation. I'm hearing that song by James Morrison, you can't play on broken strings. You can't feel anything that your heart doesn't want to feel. You can't tell me something that's not real. That song is coming through. So there's something here about maybe you used to be someone who people could control, and now you're not anymore. And people can't play you on these broken strings. You cut the cord, you know? So you could have been someone who used to be more gullible, more controlling, or you were someone who could be controlled, and now you're not. That's your reputation. You're kind of morphing into someone who is like more sharp and more willing to literally tear someone down with your words or your actions alone before you ever let someone control you again. So you could have been in a controlling relationship, and that person's walking around putting slander on your name for no reason. That's crazy. Here we have Three of Swords. Yeah. People think of you as like a heartbreaker. They want something from you. When they don't get it, they get mad. You have Nine of Pentacles. Yup, because you're someone who's very self-assured, someone who is very stable, someone who has their life together, someone who is like successful. You're intelligent, you're wise, and I feel like you break people's hearts all the time because you don't let them get closer to you, or you don't let them get what they want from you. And here we have the Queen of Cups. Wow, the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Cups. Like I said, a lot of feminine energy coming through in this reading. And then we have the Moon, which is also more feminine energy as well. It's the allure of what you can't have. So for some of you, the fact that people can't have you makes them want you even more, okay? For others of you, you are very maybe free with your body, and you go around and, people think that, oh, because you were free with some people, you will be free with them. For others of you, the fact that people can't have you on these streets or in these streets, they run around telling people this person thinks they're better than everyone. With the Queen of Wands, you know what I mean? They walk around looking good and talking and flirting and teasing, and they never follow through, that kind of thing. So you're hard to get. You're a hot commodity, but you're hard to actually tie down. So like I said, a lot of different personalities and people are watching this reading. So please make sure to take what is resonating for you. Okay. So with this like Nine of Pentacles, you're a whole feast. Okay. It's like you're not even a snack. You're the whole meal. Everyone wants a piece of you, but you don't succumb to these desires with the Devil in reverse. You don't go sleeping around with people, even though you may flirt with them, talk to them, whatever, and it leaves them wanting more, or upset or angry, or going around slandering your name, saying, oh, I took her on a date and she didn't even give me a kiss, or she didn't even do this, she didn't even do that kind of thing, salty individuals. For others of you, people admire how you kind of keep to yourself, how you don't walk around giving yourself and your energy to everyone. You're very discerning with your body, your mind, your time, you know what I mean? And it's because you've learned that you are someone who attracts a lot of attention, okay? And once you know certain things and learn certain things, you have to start acting differently. So you know you attract creepers, you have to start being, you know, acting a different kind of way, or being very blunt. I don't want you. Leave me alone. That kind of thing with the Tower card, you know, being a shadow, someone who's hard to reach. You know what I mean? Because if you let people touch you or reach you, they just get addicted. They get stuck on you. They don't want to leave. And then when you don't give them what they want, they walk around slandering your name. But you're smart with this wisdom card here, you know? I'm hearing you was smart. You was loyal. You was important. Okay, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? The Queen of Cups is also someone who, and I love how it's coming out over wisdom, someone who's very intelligent, someone who's very intuitive. She's emotionally intelligent, you know, so you can kind of feel and pick up. It's like empath energy. You can tell people's intentions by how they walk up to you, how they act around you, and that's whether you decide to, do I want to be with them or do I not want to be with them, you know? But you do have to have a somewhat of a connection with them first. Like I said, I'm not saying you're a saint and you will wear a chastity belt and you don't let anyone up in it, you know what I mean, or allow anyone to be with you. It's like you can and you maybe do, or you would, but there has to be some kind of a connection, intellectual, mental, physical. There has to be something more than just, you're attractive, I'm attractive, let's go at it like bunnies, you know. No, I have to have some kind of connection with you, and it's giving a connection, an intellectual connection here. It's very important. But your reputation is known as being a little bit of a heartbreaker, because a lot of people want you, but you don't want them, or you don't allow your people to get too close to you. So like I said, it's giving tease. I want her. She looks beautiful, but she doesn't like let anyone get close to her, that kind of thing, you know? But look at them. Their plate is empty, and they're literally, they're literally sitting next to or beside a whole meal. A whole 7-course meal, 10-course meal. And their plate is empty because they can't have you. So there's a lot of people out there that's yearning over y'all, child. But like I said, she's here with her crystals. She's here with her water. She's here with her runes. She's here with her tarot cards. And she's literally just, like I said, spiritually adept. She knows how to pick up on energies and know how to say no to these things, or people want to control her, or just use her for a good time, or use him for a good time. Like, you're very good at those things. You have no problem tearing people down with your words. Like, I'm getting you're someone who, like I said, you are very upfront, truthful, frank, and your tongue is sharp. Like, you have no problem cussing someone out, telling them about themselves, sticking up for yourselves or other people, that kind of thing, you know? Because you're the full package is definitely what's coming through. So your reputation is known as someone who's being the full package. You're someone who's smart, you're intelligent, you're emotionally evolved and open, and then you're also just gorgeous as well. With the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Cups. Your reputation is known as someone who's being sexy, but you don't know how sexy you are with it, wanting to come out in reverse. So I'm going to keep it upright. So I do feel like to a certain extent, you know you're attractive, but you're not using it to get people. You're not flaunting your looks, you know. Some of you could be, and that's fine as well. You know, like I said, that's why I'm like, I'm not sure. There's split energies coming through here. You're someone who's very slow moving. You want to get to know people. You don't allow people in. You're very discerning as well, you know. You're patient too. Intuitive. But it's like, you could also be known as someone who like dates different people. You date around, so you don't really commit your energy to just one person. You're gonna have multiple suitors, you know. With this heartbreaker energy, and the Three of Swords always or sometimes can represent third party situation. So it's you, somebody else, and somebody else, you know. Or people think you're playing around with them and you're gonna break their heart in the end. But yeah, I think you're definitely someone who keeps their options open. Queen of Wands is fire energy, okay? So we had Aquarius coming through as well. We had Leo coming through. The Queen of Wands is Leo, Aries, and Sag. So Sun, Moon, Rising. And then we have the Queen of Cups, okay, which is Scorpio, Cancer, and Pisces. Then we have the Tower, which is Scorpio energy as well. Then we have the Devil, which is Capricorn energy. So you could have like a mixture of all these signs in your chart, which kind of add to the allure. Then we have the Moon coming out, which is Pisces in the tarot, okay? So a lot of water, a lot of fire coming through for you guys. And then a little bit of earth with the Knight of Pentacles with Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Yeah, I'm sticking to the archetype cards. So these could be representing of people in your life as well. You could have a Queen of Wands in your life that's talking about you. Is giving drag queen as well. So some of you could be, I remember in my last reading or a few readings ago, someone said they're a drag queen, so they confuse people, you know. That could be you coming through again in this reading as well. Hi, if it is. You have Knight of Pentacles, someone who's very slow moving, you know, someone who's very loyal, steadfast, you know what I mean. They take their time with things, whether it's work, relationships, whatever. Then we have the Tower. You can be very destructive sometimes, whether it's you destroying your life or being very impulsive. Then we have the Queen of Cups, but you're also someone who's very intuitive. You could believe in the occult. You could get your own readings done. Because look at how we have the empty seat in front of the Queen of Cups. You get readings done for you, or you do readings for others. It doesn't really matter. But I'm going to get the next cards. I'm trying to see if I can get any other messages. The Devil in reverse is also giving me that you do know how to have fun, but you don't let it overtake you. Like, you don't get drunk. You don't be doing drugs and all that kind of stuff. You don't do any of those things. Like, those are having vices, like needing alcohol, needing certain things to have fun, stimulants, uppers, downers, whatever. Like, you're not someone who touches those things. You're not someone who gets addicted or, you know, obsessed with things too quickly, or people anyway. So like I said, love them and leave them kind of energy sometimes for you guys. If that resonates, take it. If it doesn't, then it doesn't. You're just someone who doesn't let the good things about life get them caught up, you know? You don't get addicted to a connection with someone. You don't get addicted to, you know what I mean, substances, that kind of thing. Or maybe you do. Maybe you are someone who does that, which is why you are coming off as somewhat destructive. Because you could allow those vices to control you. The Devil also represents negative thoughts, attachments to bad things. And it could also, like I said, be people trying to control you, but I don't think people control you. I went over that already. Yeah, it is giving me the vibe, like I said, of you freeing yourself from a lot of things that used to hold you back. That's reputation as well. It's coming through. Like I said, hiking. Maybe some of you have disabilities. Okay, maybe, like I said, some of you have like big curly hair. Some of you could have blonde hair as well. That's coming through. Short hair. Okay. You have a potential fell on the floor. So maybe you don't see your potential a lot of the times. It's something that could be coming through for you guys. You don't see your potential. Or people see the potential in you, but you may not be able to see it, because that's the only one that fell on the floor. The rest of them fell to the right here on the table. You have so much potential, and it may be that you don't see it. So your reputation is, oh my gosh, this person's going places. They have so much potential. They should be doing more. They could be doing more if they believe in themselves. We have Voyage. We have Healing Chaos. That's literally what I was saying with the Devil in reverse. Yeah. Like, people controlling you, bad tendencies controlling you. Instead of them controlling you, you're now controlling it, you know? You're getting a handle on those negative tendencies you could have or tend to have. Here we have Change. You're going through a change. Yeah, all that came through. And then we have Focus. Focus on me. Woo! Focus on me. Maybe your reputation is you focusing on you right now. You're focusing on yourself. That's your reputation coming through as well. So Voyage, maybe you're someone who's always traveling. Maybe you're going on a spiritual journey right now. Maybe you're going through a dark night of the soul and you're healing chaos in your life. And you're discovering your potential. You're changing for the better. And you're just very much focused on you and getting to your goal. So people are like, I haven't seen so-and-so in a minute. She must be out there working and grinding, or, you know, trying to get to her goal. I'm sorry I keep using her, but that's default mode at this point. I'm sorry. I kind of got lost. Or every time you come back from a different adventure, you have a story, you know, to tell. So you may always have a good story. You're a good storyteller, you know. I'm hearing you teach through lessons that you've learned. So you, by telling your story and what you went through, you teach others as well of what not to do, essentially, is what's coming through with your reputation. And we have, like, look at how we have these people hanging on. So maybe you're a mentor. Because we have this horse carrying this hot air balloon across the sky. And then we have this bigger whale carrying a smaller whale. So you could literally, like I said, be a teacher. Because even in the 7 card of wisdom, we had a big owl and we had a baby owl hiding behind it. So maybe you're known as being like a dedicated parent or teacher or a mentor, you know. And people are, like, you're always carrying people with you. Or, like I said, the lessons you learn, people are learning lessons through you as well. And look, we have the full moon in the background. So there is something, like, mysterious about you. And then we have this big, dark, looming mountain in the distance. And then we have this other mountain in the distance. So you're a hard person. You're a hard nut to crack for a lot of you as well. Like I said, all these cards came through because there's so many different facets to your reputation. Some people see you one way because you may act different ways, like giving, like, not, I don't want to say cold switcher, but you act a different way with different people. Like I said, if you're on a date, you're acting one way, and you have a reputation as someone who dates. Then at work, you have a reputation as someone at work. Then when you're out having a good time, you have a reputation as someone out having a good time. When you're traveling, you have a reputation as someone who's a traveler. If you're a teacher, you have a reputation as someone who teaches. Like, you have different reputations in different circles, you know? So you could be someone from a lot of different social circles, okay? But people are always seeing you constantly change and evolve, and they're seeing you discover your potential. What they saw in you all along, you're finally discovering. It's something that's coming through as well. So your reputation on the street is someone who's becoming more grounded and more sure of themselves, more confident in themselves, which is why we could have had the Queen of Wands in reverse as well. I'm hearing some of you are putting less stock on looks and more stock on who you are as a person, the breadth of you, who you are as a person. Essentially, you're putting more emphasis on that these days than your looks, or maybe both, honestly. Okay, but before I jibber jabber too much, just a whole much I could dig into here, but I'm gonna stop here. I don't know how long the shooting is right now anyway. I hope the shooting resonated. If it did, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Join the tribe. We'd love to have you. If you would ever like to book a personal reading with me, you could always get in contact with me. Use my email in the description box below. But I hope you're having a beautiful, wonderful day whenever you're watching this reading. And as always, I will see you gorgeous people in the next one. Bye! Hello, my gorgeous group 3s. Welcome to your reading. If you chose inspiration, then you are in the right place. Welcome to your reading. Let me move this over more because now it wouldn't be... I don't need it to be hibbling and hobbling. Okay, yes. If you chose inspiration, you're in the right place. Welcome. Today's reading is going to be about what is your reputation on the streets, okay? So I have a bunch of different, like, archetypes here, or just characteristics for a reputation on the streets, and we're going to see what comes through for you guys, okay? I knew something moved when I sat down. I know it wasn't crazy. Okay, oh, see, I'm hearing you're someone who has like a lot of crazy ideas. You always have inspiration. See, I just be talking, the messages come through. Before I even like got into the card, I'm like, I know I'm not crazy. You know you're not crazy. People could think you have a lot of crazy, really out there ideas for what you want your life to look like or what you want to accomplish. People are like, that's never gonna happen. And you're like, just you wait, okay? With inspiration, you do inspire a lot of people. So your reputation, you're known as being someone who's inspiring people who look up to you, people who want to follow behind you. Because here we have someone who's in control. They're like very composed, very regal, very like, I'm very sure of themselves, you know, maybe a little bit of a know-it-all. And then we have this person following behind them, maybe doing their bidding. So maybe you're someone who's like you have apprentices, or it's kind of like the sorcerer's apprentice, where you're the sorcerer and you have like a lot of apprentices, you know, people who look up to you, you know, who follow behind you kind of thing, who want to be like you, okay? Maybe you're the person who's like a lot of followers or impersonators, you know? People who do what you do, hoping to, you know, get just as successful as you are, when it's just like you have to learn from the best. And people consider you the best and they want to learn from you. You could also be someone who's very big on friendship. At the bottom of the deck, as I'm shuffling, we have friendship. And it says, bring to me friendship true, sharing, laughter, understanding too. So you are someone who's very understanding. Maybe at work you have like a very no nonsense business persona, but then when you're with your friends, you're also very friendly and loyal as well. So let me see what other cards come out from this deck. What is my group 3's reputation, please? Their reputation on the streets. This could be what your friends say about you, what people that you don't know think about you, how people, based on how you act and how you move and what people say about you, what people have what box they place you in, essentially, based on what they know, based on what they've been told, based on what they've seen, where would they place you, what would they say about you, basically is what this is coming through as, you know. So it's going to be strangers coming through, maybe some friends may be coming through, maybe some lovers may be coming through. You may get a mixed bag, so just, you know, be open to that. Here we have harmony. You're someone who always has it together. I don't think you're someone who loses your temper very often, is what I'm getting. I'm hearing you always know the right thing to do. You know how to balance the scales. You're not someone, you're giving temperance. So you walk around always doing the right thing, not tipping the scales in one direction. I'm hearing you make the decisions that need to be made. So it's kind of like giving me someone who was a lot of responsibilities are placed on their shoulders, and it takes a lot, or their job is to make sure the balance are always the skills are always balanced. So for example, you could work in HR is what I'm hearing, and you have to make sure that the complaints are heard, but then you also have to make sure the complaints that are founded. You have to make sure there's something, you know, bruh. You have to make sure there's substance. Like, people can't just come and say, oh, this person groped me and tried to do this and there's no evidence. Like, but of course you have to also take into consideration that person's view of what happened. But then you also have to be very considerate of what the other person did and if they're guilty or not. You can't just jump to conclusions. You're not the kind of person who jumps to conclusions, okay? You want to hear both sides of the story. So someone would come and tell you, so-and-so gripped me like this and they did this and said this to me, before you think, oh, that person's guilty. You have to make sure evidence and there's witnesses, and you know, you're not saying they didn't do that. You're not saying they did do that. You're making sure you have all of the things you need to make sure you make an even harmonious decision, because accusations like that can mess up someone's life, you know. So like, you're always like the middleman. You can't tip too far in one direction. Here we have fertility at the bottom of the deck, but I heard to keep shuffling them. We also have beauty. So you're someone who's very fertile, very beautiful. You can be someone who's very successful, who your fruits are always thriving. Your labor is always paying off. Your garden is always fruitful. You're someone who is very beautiful as well. That could be coming through. But can I get more about my group 3's reputation? We have good cheer. Yeah, you're a good time to be around. Like, yeah, your energy is just very light. And I'm like, it takes a lot for someone's energy to always stay a certain kind of way, you know? Because some people, you're around them, their energy is so heavy. Some people, you're around them, their energy is too free. It's like giving Goldilocks and the Three Bears, where she was like, Papa's stuff was always too hot, too hard, too this. Mama's stuff was always too soft, too cold, too this. And then she would go to Baby Bear's stuff and it was always just right. Like, you're always just right. Like, I don't know. And I feel like Just Right was a movie with Queen Latifah and Common, where he was a basketball player and she was his physical therapist, and he had like a big career-ending injury, and she was a person who was meant to take care of him. So they became really close. They spent a lot of time together. She stayed over at their house. That is like one of my comfort movies, because so good, so freaking good. Like, you're just right. Like, and then through her being his physical therapist, he met her cousin, and her cousin was like very extra and over the top and just like wanted money and wanted fame, and she was with him for that, even though she may have loved him a little bit, but it's kind of like fake. You're not someone who can be fake. It's hard, almost dang near impossible for you to be fake, you know, which is why you inspire people, because you always keep things as they should be, just right. When someone is coming and talking to you, instead of you saying, completely taking their side, you're always like, well, maybe look at it from this person's point of view. Like, I understand where you're coming from, but they have a side of the story as well. I can't just take your side of the story. So you're not someone who's a yes man. You're not like immediately agreeing with someone. You have your own mind, you have your own morals, you have your own compass that tells you what's right and what's wrong, and you don't just go based off of what someone else said. So you're getting receipts, you need facts, you need proof, you need all of that before you really condemn someone, which is why you're the perfect person, the middleman, okay? But back to just right, child. And I don't even know where I'm going with this, but we're gonna see where we end. She was his physical therapist, and in her being his physical therapist, he met her cousin, which is Paula Patton, okay? Paula Patton was very girly, makeup oriented. She was like, her one goal in life was to be a baller's wife, to be an at-home trophy wife, essentially, just to be on the person's arm. She didn't have her own mind. She didn't have her own thoughts. She was just like a yes person. Like, I'm here. I'll give you whatever you want, say whatever you want, do whatever you want, as long as you keep giving me money and buying me expensive things. So I do feel like as soon as he, like, something happened in the movie where he found out, like, he got hurt again, maybe, I think. And, like, it was a career-ending injury this time. Maybe in the beginning, he, like, twisted his ankle or whatever, but it was fixable. And that's when Queen Latifah came in and was his physical therapist. And then that's when he met her cousin. They kind of got engaged and fell in love, da-da-da-da. But then I think something happened again where it was like a career-ending injury this time. And the cousin was like, I don't want to be with you anymore because you're not going to be able to play. You're not going to have any money for me. So she broke it off with him and left him. And then here we had Queen Latifah, who became close with him because she was his physical therapist. And they, like, wanted to be together, but he liked her. They was doing some things. They was canoodling. They probably kissed, or they felt the energy there. But he wouldn't, like, fully, you know, dive in with her, essentially. And then I think he ended up healing himself and playing again. I think I'm getting this mismatch. He had an injury. The girl didn't want to be with him anymore because I think they said he'll never be able to play again. She left him. Then by Queen Latifah being his physical therapist, she got him to a point where he was able to play again. So she was those healing hands he needed to get him healed, to be able to play. And then that's when the cousin came running back. Oh, I love you. I want to be with you again. I'm sorry for leaving you. Blah, 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 blah. And now he takes her back, or so we think. But Queen Latifah, they end up falling in love and being together, and he ends up leaving her for the cousin, or she thinks he does. She ends up moving and leaving because she can't be around him, like all of that. But in the end, Queen Latifah was the just right person for him, okay, not the cousin, which is the moral of the story. You are the person who can just slide into someone's life and be perfect, you know? You know what to say, you know what to do, you inspire them. It's kind of like the energy of where you don't become complacent because you're always going to new heights. You're always learning new things. You're always becoming a more and a more evolved person. So whoever you're going to be with, whether it's friends, family, or a partner, they're always constantly inspired by you, so they never get bored. You know, that kind of thing. So you're always just the baby bear stuff. You're always just right to whatever Goldilocks comes into your life. Your bed is always just right. Your food is always just right. Your advice is always just right. That kind of thing. If that makes sense, child. I don't know. I'm trying to make it make sense. It makes sense to me, but it's because I'm trying to use examples that would make sense to other people in case you're not understanding what I'm saying. But essentially, Goldilocks and the three bears. You're always baby bears. Because to Goldilocks, his stuff was always just right for her. Now, for someone else, Papa Bears would have been good for her, or Mama Bears. But no, for Goldilocks, which is the example of the people in your life, your reputation, you're always just right for them. You're not too lukewarm. You're not too tepid. You're just right. You're cool, room temperature. Not to say you're boring. That's not it at all. You just always fit perfectly in anybody's puzzle piece, you know? You could fit perfectly anywhere, if that makes sense. Good cheer, you have very good energy. May have to bring these down. So people just always feel good in your presence, no matter who they are, where they come from, what background they come from. You're always just what they're looking for, you know? We have good cheer. With kind heart and humor free, may good cheer rule, so mote it be. So maybe you're not someone who's like very like funny or always laughing, or just like, you know, you're very serious. But that doesn't mean you're not funny. You're not a good time. You don't know how to have a good time. You know, like I said, you're not a fuddy-duddy, but you're not someone who's out there and doing everything and like just a class clown kind of vibe. You're like perfectly in the middle. You can do both, you know? And why am I getting the example? Y'all, we've all, if you're in my age bracket, we've all seen that commercial from when we were younger with a little Mexican girl. They were having a taco party, and people were asking her, "Do you want a soft taco? Do you want a hard taco?" And she was like, "Why can't I have both? Literally, why can't you be both? You're both funny and serious, you know?" Exactly. You're always just the right amount of everything. Oh, I love this. Okay, so now we have knowledge. Yes, you're someone who's very smart. You're very intelligent. Exactly. So with the archetypes that I wrote down, you could be a bookworm, you're intelligent, and you're worldly. Laid back and reserved. Okay, that is what your archetype or what your reputation is coming through as someone who knows how to act in certain situations, you know? So if you're around people who are more fun, you're going to be more fun. If you're around people who are more serious and studious and reserved, you are also that as well. So like I said, you just fit perfectly into any environment you go into because you're that harmonious being, you know? And I didn't read for this. So it says, as I create, I will share. Harmony divine with love and care. So you're someone who's very loving, you're very caring, you're always like with this inspiration, as I create, I will share. Exactly. You're that muse for everyone. So if someone is kind of stuck and they come to you like, I don't know what to do next, you're like, what do you want to do next? What do you feel for? What are you in the mood for? Kind of feeling. You kind of help them find what they need. You help regulate them, you know, when they're feeling too, you know, all over the place, you regulate them. When they're feeling too down, you regulate them. You're kind of like a battery, essentially. You know how to give just what the phone needs. So, for example, if your phone needs to charge, whether it's at 50% or 80% or at 20%, the charger knows just the right amount to give the battery before it can, you know, it can't go over 100. So you're a charge, you know, just the right amount to give people, you know, to get them to 100% of battery life. And the phone itself knows it can't go over 100%. So even when it's around, or even when the charger's plugged in, you leave the charger on after it reaches 100%. It's the phone's regulates itself and stays at 100%. It can't go past that. So you, like I said, just keep people, you know, I don't know how to explain it, but I'm pretty sure I explained it properly with all the examples I gave, you know, which is why I give examples. Okay. Knowledge. Let me connect above and below. That's literally what I've been saying, bro. Let the knowledge of ancestors flow. So with inspiration here, we have these very Egyptian looking people with a pharaoh and his like henchmen or whatever. It's giving you have a lot of wisdom to share with people. You could be someone who is very spiritual, which is why you know just the amount of advice to give people, the amount of help to give people. You just always know the right concoction, the right mix of things that someone needs. And it could be because you're someone who's well practiced, you know. You could have a PhD, you could have a lot of knowledge, a lot of wisdom. You're a bookworm, you read a lot, you know what I mean? You could also be someone who's artsy, because inspiration does give that. As I create, I will share. So you're someone who always like is sharing your knowledge, is sharing your beliefs, who's sharing your creative genius with the world. And it's just like people are always like in awe of you, the inspiration. But back to the knowledge, okay? There's like, you could be very tuned in and tapped into your ancestors, and it's like you know just what to give people. Or you could be like you could be a medium, you could be someone who's into spirituality, and you connect with people's ancestors and just give them messages. And you know what I'm getting? A specific episode of Charmed, the new reboot version, where there was a girl who was, see, I love this. There's a lady, her name was Kat, And in season 2, where they end up getting kicked out of their home and having to be at Safe Space Seattle for a little bit. If you've seen the show, I'm just trying to be specific so you know the episode I'm talking about. Kat owned a spirituality shop, and Mel would always, like, you know, scoff at her because she's like, I'm an actual witch and you're just running a fake spirituality shop. So she would have like different stuff that Mel would need, which means she was legit and she did have things that actual practicing witches had, but she wasn't a witch herself. She was just a regular Joe Schmo, you know what I mean? Until there was a specific episode where they needed a specific thing. Yes, it was Macy. She was trapped. She was kidnapped by the Darklighter, which was Harry's Darklight or whatever. And they needed to find her. And they needed a dark spell, a forbidden spell to find her. So they needed something that she loved, something that she hated, and something that she denied herself, you know? Something she was scared of, something she craved, and something that she denied herself. And they ended up having to read her diary, but they had to find her diary first. And Kat, which had Mel's number at this point, ended up texting her saying, Marisol, or your mother says what you're looking for is between the sheets. And then they ended up looking between the sheets and finding her diary. And they're just like, how the heck did Kat know where her diary was? But the mother, their mother, Mel, and not Macy, what was the other one's name? Maggie. Mel and Maggie's mom communicated with Kat, the spirituality shop owner, who was a medium her whole life and didn't know she was a medium, said the spirit kept bothering her, saying, tell them. So she finally texted them and said, hey, Marisol says what you're looking for is between the sheets. And exactly what they were looking for was between the sheets, and they were able to save Macy. Boom. But after that, Mel came to her and said, how did you know to text us? How did you know who my mom was? You know what I mean? And she ended up showing the girl a picture. She's like, how do you know her? Who is she? What's going on? And she's like, that's my mom. How were you able to communicate with her? And then that's when Kat came and told her, my whole life I was able to hear things and speak to spirits, but my parents convinced me that I was crazy, and they had me on medication, and they had me going in and out of institutions. And it was when Mel finally sat her down and told her, you're a medium, you can speak to spirits in the beyond, that everything finally came crashing down on her and said, oh, now it all makes sense, I'm not crazy. And this was when her mother was trying to convince Kat to go to an institution, saying the voices are back again, you have to go and be institutionalized. And then Mel was like, no, you don't, you're not crazy, you know what I mean? You're just a medium. And her whole life, it's funny how she was hearing voices, and that led her, or something led her to having a spiritual shop. And she may not have been a witch, but she was a medium, so she was still in that realm. And it's just funny how everything turned out on the show. I love it. I love Charmed. I love the regular show, the reboot, all that kind of stuff. And that's what I was always attracted to when I was growing up, magic. And it just so happens I ended up being a psychic, tarot reader, whatever. You know what I mean? But those things we were told were fake. Communicating with spirits and having magic, and, you know, and what is it called, being able to make spells. Like, we were all told those things were fake. It wasn't real. But somehow, in some way, I found myself becoming a tarot reader or getting into spirituality, that kind of thing. So, like, you may have always had a specific kind of knowledge. You always know how to say the right thing at the right time, and you don't know why. And it could be because you're being communicated with. You're like a channel or channeler. You could be a channeler or a medium, where you just always know how to say the right things, and the spirit-led, ancestor-led, 5D-led. It's like you can't explain it, but you just have that gift, you know? The gift of discernment, the gift of channeling, the gift of mediumship. Okay, boom. That's what I'm getting for you guys. So the reason why you may have always been called to magic, just like me, and all those Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Charm, The Good Witch, practical magic, like astrology, you've just been called to the occult type things, and you don't know why. It's because you have a gift that you are meant to explore. And that's how people see you. So people can see you as witchy. People can see you as intense. People can see you as someone being a part of the occult kind of vibe, and always knowing just what they need, the right thing to say, because you kind of go and commune with your spirits, mediumship, and they come back with advice for this person. It's just the right thing they needed to hear, because their ancestors are with them every step of the way. You are not. But by being in communication with these ancestors, you know just what to tell them. You know? I hope that makes sense. But people always leave your company feeling better, and that's what people say about your reputation. This person is very a good time. They always know what to say. They're very knowledgeable about all the occult kind of things. If you need someone to tell you that, go talk to them. You know what I mean? They're very always in balance, harmonious. Their energy is always just right. It's never too much or never too little. I always just feel at ease with them, you know? It's almost like something in them, you know, tells them to be at ease when they're around you, because they react to something in you. Okay? So now I'm going to get some cards. But like I was saying with this, let me connect above and below. And look at the freaking bottom. I just looked over and we have death at the bottom of the deck. Okay, let me relax, okay? Let me connect above and below. You're able to connect with people above ground and people below ground. Dark spirits, good spirits. You're able to connect with everyone. You don't discriminate. Like people will say, like, I'm only a good witch. You're an everything witch. You're what do they call it? Chaotic. You commune with people who are dark energies and light energies, and you know what I mean. You don't discriminate. The same, like I said, with HR. If someone comes and tells you, oh, this person did this to me, instead of you immediately condemning that person, you want to figure out the whole story, you know? So death in reverse, the bottom of the deck for your reputation. Yeah, there's something here about the undead, something about that. And look at how we have all of these people. It's the mother, the maiden, and the Cronus, everything in life. We have, what do we call him? The Grim Reaper. Okay, we have death himself. We have someone who's old, and we have someone who's middle-aged and having kids, then we have a baby. So all phases of life. The triple moon goddess, you know, I'm hearing Hecate, and she is known to be a dark energy, but she's also a very helpful of evolving, an energy that can help you evolve. Okay, become your best self, so you could, you know, commune with spirits like her. Okay. We also have Isis, goddess of magic. This is the first card we had a goddess come through. You know, all the other cards said things on them, but there wasn't anything about a goddess. You commune with gods, goddesses, Isis, Hecate, they're coming through. Okay. I'm hearing some of you could also with Kali Ma. She's coming through as well. With death, she gives that very intense, transformative, get us together kind of energy. Okay, so reputation, group 3's reputation. What is reputation on the streets, please, Spirit? We have the 8 of Cups in reverse. These are too many cards. Let me put them back. If it comes back out, I'll take it. What is the reputation on the streets? We have 8 of Wands. Very explosive. I'm hearing you get the ball rolling. So as soon as people leave you, getting, talking to you, having a conversation with you, having a consultation with you, their life just like starts popping off. Your energy is also very like upbeat. Like I said, it's like a charger. 8 of Wands is definitely fast. You're like a charger is what I'm hearing. I'm also hearing, yeah, you do give, you're that person that people go through intense transformations whenever they're around you, whether because they need to get in balance. So if someone is around you, they're feeling uncomfortable, it's because there's something to change. If people are around you, they feel just right, that means they're fine, nothing needs to change. And if they're around you, they're feeling too tired, too hyper, too up, too down, too above, too below, you're someone who's coming through to kind of bring them to that realization. So in another reading, I forgot what I was talking about. You're the person that comes into people's life, or people find you when they're ready to kind of level up. Because we have this thing that's about to go off in their life, and you represent this spark, and this spark is slowly going towards the fireworks. So once they reach the fireworks, things start popping off and getting crazy. So it's kind of like you're the accelerant, you're the match to the flame. You help them ignite that passion, fire inside of them, you know, that inspiration. Exactly. Yeah, you're the muse, literally. I'm sorry, I'm getting crazy. I'm like, I said that in some way. With the muse and the inspiration, you inspire them. Like as soon as they meet you, you're the spark to their flame. You spark the flame. Page of Cups. You follow your intuition naturally. You're not someone who thinks about it. You just always know the right thing to do. Harmony coming through, and people will notice that about you. You don't have to think too hard about what the right thing is. You just always know what it is. You don't have to think too hard about how to say the right thing. You just know how to say it, you know? Okay, reputation. Group 3, please, Spirit. Reputation. Group 3's reputation. What is their reputation on the streets? And you know what I'm getting as well? Like, I didn't want to bring it up at the beginning, but I didn't. There's a show that I'm watching on Netflix now. It's called A Good Girl's Guide to Murder or something like that, where it's basically this girl on the show, and they always, like, her friends would always make fun of her and said that her crush is like Nikola Tesla, and she's very smart, very book savvy. And there's something about a girl in their city, I should say town, because it's like a very small town in England or something. A girl disappears and dies, and this one brown guy in the village was blamed for it, and she knows he's innocent, and for some reason it just keeps nagging her, and she decides to solve the murder for her EPQ or something. I don't know what that means. It's like, I think it's like your final, you know, like how when you're in college you have a, crap, what is it called? Crap, it was right there. Like when you finish college, a disposition, no. When you're in college and about to graduate, you have that final test. It's right there. It's pissing me off. My dissertation. Thank you. What the heck? It's almost like a dissertation, but it was for, I think it's dissertation anyway, high school. So she's graduating high school, and the EPQ was basically her last final project that she's giving her all to convince the schools to let her in. But your dissertation is when you're leaving school. It's your final big, like, testing thing to show that you're ready to go study whatever you studied in school, you know? So basically she's doing her dissertation on the murder of the case. She's solving the case, which leads her on this big old thing, and she always knows the right thing to say to get people to open up. And she's like a very, like, innocent, unassuming kind of girl. She's in high school. Nobody thinks that she is actually going to solve the murder, so they're very forthcoming in a way where they wouldn't be with the police, which is something that I was thinking when I was watching the show. I'm like, people are being open and honest with her because she's not intimidating, or people don't have their hackles raised when she comes around because she's just a teenage girl. So they're more forthcoming, and they slip up and say things, and they want to be honest because she's a part of the town, and they trust her in a way they don't trust the police. So she's able to, like, I haven't watched it. I have one more episode left, which I might just finish after this, okay? Because I fell asleep last night watching it, where she's able to finally solve it because she followed her instincts, and her instincts told her that man is innocent. She didn't condemn him the way the rest of the town did, and said because he admitted to doing it and, you know, unalived himself, you know, for the death of the girl. She never believed he did it. And it took her 5 years and finally graduating and deciding that she wanted to do her EPQ on that, you know? And in the end, I think she ends up solving it. I'm not sure. Like I said, I'm not done with it yet. But along the way, she just has natural instinct. She comes up with things on the fly, and she always ends up getting what she wants in some kind of way and never getting in trouble for it. So, like, you have good instincts when it comes to certain things and people and situations and how to respond and what to do and, you know, what to say kind of vibe. That's her reputation. And you always tell someone this person is no good, and then it ends up being true. And people are like, how did you know? You're just like, I don't know, I just knew, you know? I can't explain how I knew he was no good, but I just knew. That's that Page of Cups, that inherent instinct, intuition. You follow it blindly, but to the point where you don't even know where you're following it. You just follow it, you know? You don't have to think, you just do, essentially. Here we have Three of Cups. I don't know, is it supposed to be upright? Yeah, it's supposed to be in reverse, okay. And this is that little bit of, like, responsible, fuddy-duddy, mama, papa of the group. You don't get too you don't get too irresponsible. You're just always harmony. You're always in balance. You never get drunk. You never do these things and substances. You never party and get out of control. It's kind of like you always have a very tight control on your emotions, your surroundings, that kind of thing. You don't do things that you don't have to, you know, just for the sake of it. You know, you think about it before you do it. It's the kind of things that's coming through. But the Three of Cups can come through. It's like a little bit of a fuddy-duddy energy where people are like, oh my gosh, you're so boring. And it's like, no. Or even if I am, boring suits me quite well, thanks. You know? Or you're never able to cheat or do the wrong thing, or, you know what I mean, gossip about someone, or condemn someone before you know the whole story. That's literally what you are. It's like sometimes you may be like devil's advocate, where it's like, well, did you think of it from their side? Yeah, look, you're bringing the facts. Look at you preaching. Yeah. We have knowledge and we have King of Swords. So yeah, like I said, you're the intelligent bookworm, the scholar, you know, who did your dissertation on this and you ended up solving the murder. That's just how good you are. And you're not realizing that you're following your instincts. You know, like the way dogs and wolves and bears follow their instincts, and they just always know how to get the right food, how to keep their kids alive, how to stay out of danger, that kind of thing. They don't know that it's called instinct. We just do it. Humans, we put a word to it, where we're following our baser instincts. Your baser instincts always leads you to solve the case, always leads you to do the right thing, always leads you to be that word, that voice of reason to your friends. Like, maybe we shouldn't do this, you know, it's not a good idea. Maybe you shouldn't go on a date with him because it's not a good idea. And you're teaching them as well, because the King of Swords is like a very teaching instructor. He's telling you how to do stuff the right way, you know. So yeah, sometimes that could be, sometimes teachers are seen as fuddy-duddies and stick in the mud because they're just there to teach you how to do things. You know, they're not going to give you the answers. They just kind of lead you to the water. They're leading a horse to water, but you can't make the horse drink, you know. You give people the reasonings behind it. You give them the facts and allow them to make their own decisions. But you're also, there's something youthful about you. You have 2 pages coming through. There's something novice, maybe, like I said, there's something like very, how kids are like do things instinctually. They don't really think about it. They just know how to have a good time, know what, you know. Even though you are coming off as the King of Swords, you don't think too deeply. Or even if you do, it's always because you want the best for everyone involved in the situation. Like, you're not the person who picks sides. You're the voice of reason, the voice of knowledge, okay? Wisdom. 7 of Cups in reverse. Yeah, you're never choosy. You always know what to do. 7 of Cups upright is someone who can't choose what to do or where to go next or what they want. You always know what you want. You always know what you want to do. It's like someone who's very just like sure of themselves. And that's kind of like hard to believe because there's a lot of people who are wishy-washy or just very indecisive, and you're not that. You're the opposite of that. Like I said, you always know what to do, and you're always preaching to the choir, telling your friends, hey, this is the right way to do it, and you don't do it that way. King of Swords, like I think it's peak Aquarius energy. So you're definitely someone who thinks they know the right way to do things, and you inspire people to do it. Yeah, inspiration, exactly. You inspire people to do things the way you do things. Because the Aquarius is the rebel. They're the humanitarian, so you're always helping others. You're always, you know, lending a helping hand. Like I said, whether it's being that battery, whether it's giving them messages from the beyond, you know what I mean? Whether it's regulating their moods, whether it's just hearing them out, that kind of thing. I kind of lost what I was saying, but you always know what to say. Yeah, just an inspiration. You're could be a motivational speaker or someone who, like I said, seems to have your life together, so people always want to just listen to what you have to say because obviously you're doing something right, you know. But 7 of Cups in reverse is someone who's not like too indecisive. They always know what they want to do. They've always known from when they were young they wanted to be a doctor, and they never strayed from that path. They never second guessed it. Some people, it takes them a minute or so to get to or find out what they want to do, what they want to be when they're older, and you guys just always kind of knew is what's coming through for you guys. You know who you are. Page of Wands in reverse. I don't know why it's coming out in reverse. Yeah, I think you're someone who feels, not does. Like, I don't know how to explain that in like a logical sense. Because the Page of Cups being the one that's upright and the Page of Wands being the one that's in reverse is kind of like you feel things out to see what's right. You don't just listen to what everyone else says. You're not impulsive, which the Page of Wands can kind of be. Because you don't know any better. You do know better, and you think before you speak. You feel before you do. You look at things from all areas before you make a decision, you know. So yeah, you are very decisive after you thought about it and felt it out a little bit, you know. I'm hearing you put feelers out there. Like, you know how to ask the right questions to get someone's who they are as a person kind of vibe, you know? So based on how they answer, you kind of figure out who they are, how to move forward with them, or what to say to them, or what they need. Essentially, it's kind of like a needs analysis where you ask them all the questions, and based on how they answer, that's how you give them their your answer. Okay. So someone who's very intellectual, someone who's very mind. I'm hearing business savvy. I'm hearing tech savvy. You could be good with technology as well. Okay. But I do feel like you are someone who's like very passionate as well. But I do think you think things through first before you just jump and leap. Because the Page of Wands has an idea, they want to jump on it now because they don't have that impulse control to not do it. You know, they're a child. Children think of something and do it. It's kind of like a like I said, an intrusive thought in a way, where you have an intrusive thought and you just immediately say whatever that thought is, and without thinking about it. You know, you think about it first, essentially, so you don't just be saying things to say stuff. You could be someone who doesn't talk a lot, but when you do, people are actually going to listen because they know you have something good or important to say. At the bottom of the deck, we have embracing. Okay, I think you've embraced all the things that make you different, and that's your reputation as well. You're a spitfire. You could be someone who's very spunky, who can't see wrongdoings being done and not say anything, you know? Like I said, your friend is doing something wrong, you're going to tell them about themselves, like, hey, stop doing that. Or that's not going to end well for you, that kind of thing, you know? Whether they ask for it or not. So maybe you're unsolicited advice. You think about it first, but that doesn't mean you're not going to say it at the end of the day, you know? Yeah, you're very blunt, straightforward with the King of Swords. He don't care about how you're going to feel about it. He's like, nah, I know this is not right, so don't do it. You know, and it's because they're going to let their opinion be known. You're going to let your opinion be known. Okay, I love that. Their reputation, please, Spirit, for group 3. Taking risks and focus. Focus is definitely a thing. Taking risks. See, the Page of Wands. And I did, like, that's something that I'm getting from the Eight of Wands as well. Like, it doesn't have to be, like I said, impulsive, but you are definitely someone who takes risk and goes after what they want because you know what you want. So it's like someone, for example, who likes this guy. One person will be like, I don't know if they like me back, or I'm hemming and hawing, and you're just like, why don't you just go and ask them? Like, that's the only way you're ever gonna find out whether you know. And it's like, no, I'm scared. And you just get up and go ask them yourself, and you take the risk, you know, instead of you being that person that's like, what if they don't like me back? You're just like, hey, I like you, you like me. Do you want to go out? Are you interested? Instead of just thinking about it and letting it bother you for the rest of your life. You know, you don't like to live with regrets. It's your thing. You'd rather be embarrassed, or I don't even think you would consider it being embarrassed. You would rather have that straightforward answer from the source themselves than to go on regretting not saying or doing something. Like, for example, like I said, even with friends, your friend is dating this one guy. You would rather say something and you know, risk their ire or them being upset at you than you letting her date him for longer than she needs to. You know what I mean? And sometimes she even would, but you would rather say what you have to say, have them be mad at you, and then be right at the end of the day than risk not saying anything and them being stuck with a person, you know? Because the longer you don't say anything, the more she falls in love with him, the more he manipulates her, or the more she manipulates him, whatever. They get married, have kids, now they're married for 10 years, and now you're going to come and say, oh, I never liked him when he cheats on her or does something bad. And your friend's going to be like, girl, why don't you say anything before? Or guy, why don't you say anything before? Well, I didn't want you to be mad at me. You don't care about all that. You're going to say it when you want to say it, when you feel it. That's the Rainbow Aquarius, blunt, honest. Aries is coming through as well, with the taking risks. Geminis as well. All the air signs, honestly. Libra sometimes too. They like that balance and harmony that was coming through in harmony. And then I'm also getting Virgo. Scorpio too. They're going to tell you about yourselves. Okay, so those signs can resonate for you guys. And then here we have potential. And we have happiness. This is at the bottom of the deck for you guys. I think or it was either you or group 2. Child, I don't remember. So you are someone who is very happy-go-lucky. That's the vibe that I'm getting. Like, even though you do have seriousness, like I said in the beginning, you know how to have a good time as well. You're funny. You're out there. You're very social with the Eight of Wands. But you're also someone who's very much going to tell you the truth, whether it hurts their feelings or not. That kind of thing. You pride yourself on being, like, not two extremes. You're just in the middle. Sometimes I could be here, sometimes I can be there. You never know, you know what I mean? But there's like a security in that. You're just yourself, you know? There's a harmony in that, where you've come to terms with being someone who is both smart but sometimes can make dumb decisions. Someone who likes to be responsible but can also go out and have a good time, you know? Like, having fun doesn't immediately mean making irrational, immature decisions. You know, fun is not just that. Fun can be had in a bunch of ways, a multitude of ways, you know? You are someone who has potential to become someone very powerful, to become someone like who actually, like I'm hearing, does something with your life, which is why we have this inspiration. You follow behind what you believe in and what you want, you know? You don't care what other people may think or how they feel. You're a free bird with taking risks. And it's just something like very fiery about you as well. Like I said, I've been trying not to say that, but being blunt and honest could also mean you say it in like a very fiery way, you know? Because Eight of Wands is someone who's very fast. You could talk fast, walk fast, you know? That's reputation. You make fast decisions on the fly. That's that instinct coming through, that intuition. You follow it without thinking too hard about it. Whatever your gut says is what you go with. People love being around you because you make them happy. Like I said, this person loves being this apprentice. They don't care. They just want to be around the person to learn, you know? I'm trying to remember what this card was. Wasn't this like good cheer or something? Yeah, look, we have happiness, we have good cheer, we have inspiration. Like I said, you're a good person to be around. People believe you to always tell the truth. You're very honest. Like I said, you don't lie. You're very smart, very intelligent, can have great conversations. People talk about the great, amazing conversations they had with you. I do think I did want to make sure this Three of Cups wanted to come up right, and it did. And I do feel like you know how to have a good time without going overboard, is what I'm hearing. So if you're going to drink, you're not going to get drunk, okay? Because Three of Cups can be, it's like a drinking card. You drink, and then it's like too much in excess. You don't drink in excess. You have a good amount of time, you know? Maybe people are thinking that when you get drunk, you're much more honest, which most people are anyway, which is not something, you know? But maybe there is something here about some of you, like getting drunk, and when you are drunk, you're way more honest than you are when you're sober, or you're just no filter. Even more so. You're a little explosive with the Eight of Wands, okay? Page of Cups, like there is like a very like cutesy innocence to you with the two pages coming through. There's an innocence, go with the flow, everything is exciting, like you get excited over the smallest little things. You're very excitable, is what I'm hearing as well, because the inner child in you was never gone. Children are excited about any little thing. They're going on a trip, they're happy. They're gonna go somewhere, they're happy. They get an ice cream, they're happy. They're watching TV, they're happy. Like you're very, you know, you don't need much to be happy, and it doesn't take much for you to make others happy. All you have to do is smile and someone's happy. They just have to be in your energy, and they're happy. Like I said, you're that regulator, that charger, essentially. That generator, essentially, you know? Here we have this beautiful, majestic, mysterious mountain in the distance that's just like, it almost seems like it's spitting out stars, you know? And that's inspiration, hope, faith coming through, you know? So there's always something here that people wanting to be with you. Because look, we have someone with someone in this card here. We have the sorcerer and the sorcerer's apprentice. We have the two friends here. So you're a very good friend. You know, you're loyal. You have, like, that's what's coming through already. And then we have two dolphins here. So people just love being around you. Honestly, you're a good time. You're just, you know what I mean? And when it comes to you're very focused on your goals as well, with the potential and focus. These two cards did also come out in another group. If you'll call it another group, I'm not going to tell you which group. These two cards came out in another group. But you're definitely someone who's always taking risks. The way children don't think twice, they just do things sometimes. So I do feel like there is a part of you that thinks things through, and then a part of it that just gets up and like does things. You're very spontaneous in the way kids are. Whatever comes to their mouth, they say it, you know? Whatever they want to do, they get up and do it. You know, they don't let anything stop them. Which is like a very exciting thing to do and be around. Spontaneity, you're a firework, very high energy person, high vibing person. And like I said, you don't sit there and ruminate over things. You don't sit there and say, well, I want this and I also want that. You just make decisions with the 7 of Cups in reverse. Okay. So her look at the bottom of the deck. We have power. Yeah, you're powerful. Ooh, I love this. Look, we have like more like, we have lightning, which is like Ace of Swords energy. You tell people what they need to hear as well. Not what you think they want to hear. You're telling them what they need to hear. You're powerful, happy, very vibrant, like the sun, very colorful. You can wear colorful clothes as well. Because we have just like the 4th of July. Like you're always like a party. Everything's like a party with you. I'm going to stop there though. But even, it doesn't matter where you are, what you're doing. Like I said, when it comes to like you achieving your goals, you're going to do it. You're going to get it done. So I'm going to stop there. I hope this reading resonated. If it did, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Join the tribe. We'd love to have you. If you would ever like to book a personal reading with me, you can always get in contact with me using my email in the description box below. But I hope you're having a beautiful, wonderful day. As always. And I'll see you gorgeous beings in the next one. Bye.